Hmm.
I accidentally, somewhat apparently, maybe on purpose, made him the background story for my character in the My Hood comic. Air Force, former Air Force IT guy with exacting rules and ideas comes into a workplace and finds out that his assistant that they have for him is a Leet-speaking gnome who laughs at him all the time.
Is that you?
Basically, yeah. I play the gnome, and Mike Krasinski is essentially him, but he's actually me. So, in the My Hood comic, the main character is actually me, but in the workspace, it's more the persona of Mike Krasinski. And Durf is the equivalent of myself and several other people I've worked with who are just insane. Played by my twin brother, Zayfod Spazzato.
That is a clever reference to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy there.
Well, basically that was his name, though. His real name is David, but he goes by Zayfod. And he's my twin brother, so. All right, top of the round. Froderick, you have... Did you dispatch any more trolls over there? No, you did not dispatch any more trolls on the left-hand side.
No, I'm still looking.
You were in the process of angling to try to get a shot at the trolls on the right, but Carlos and Lev got in the way.
No,
The green person is your assistant, who's holding a... Well, okay, he's the man-at-arms who's holding...
the fire, basically,
The fire,
just so I can light the torch or whatever, so I can light my arrows.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually primarily watching to the west, so we don't get flanked.
Yes, that's right. And you definitely actually give me a listen check. Let me see how good a job you do at this. Definitely some minuses for the fact that...
What'd you say? I'm just kidding.
A listen check from you, please. Sorry.
The joke, Victor.
Get it? Because I'll listen. Check.
Oh my god.
Starting early tonight.
Really? My brain's not 110%, I have to admit.
Let's see. It's gonna be 20.
Okay. You hear some noise in the distance. You're not sure what's going on in there, but there's definitely some noise over on this side, on the eastern side, or western side. I guess that's the west. All right. LJ.
I'm currently looking for my dice.
LJ looking for dice. Cool.
Vic, was that my free action?
No, you go at the top of the round, so you're holding your phase, looking down that direction. Let me know if you do something different.
I got my arrows lit, right?
Okay,
I don't know where my little container of the dice that I regularly use are, but that's why I've got an entire bag of them.
Okay. Prepared.
LJ is going to distribute 6 Pokey Pokes, 3 to each. Actually, I believe...
Okey doke to the Pokey Pokes.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got Greater Magic Weapon cast on the rapiers right now.
I think you had it cast on one, but not both.
Okay.
Because Frederick has it on
Oh, that's right. That's right.
That's right. Yeah, I only have 2 of them.
So for the first one, we've got 32 34, and 31.
Okay, those all hit.
Okay, I will threaten my criticals.
Threaten away. Armor class is 16.
Oh man, I make it really handily, just off the bonuses.
Yeah.
So now, that will be 3d8. Let me pick out my d8. Hit the calculator. So 14 plus 12 plus 2. So 18 plus 18
By a
plus
dog.
18. So he takes 82 damage.
Okay, the one on the left. All right.
Awesome.
And the next one,
Hey, Suzanne.
hey there.
Hey there.
Hey, welcome aboard, Suzanne.
Sorry I'm
Said
late.
the
Got home really hot, so I had to take a shower.
No, you're just in time because I think your initiative is up next. So
you
Awesome.
said that the armor class was 16.
Correct.
Okay, then I've got 3 hits.
Okay.
2 threatens to crit. That's 2 crits. Uh, 88 damage.
Okay. All right. And so those two go down like a sack of bricks. Levrin, your turn, sir.
I can't remember. Can Lev see the one directly across from him?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. We're gonna do a little bit of Scorching Ray.
Okay.
Let's see here.
The touch AC on this guy is 11.
So that's gonna be 3 rays. All over 11 just on the dice.
Okay.
Now I need to get my D6 bag. Ugh.
sent you a chat message, Bludget.
I
Suzanne.
see it.
Okay, good.
My question is, am I next to LJ or the big group? I see a B, but I can't tell which B is me.
The only
one,
B is
okay.
you. You were the only
Okay.
B.
Oh, I thought the other one said BA next to LJ.
Oh, you're
That
right.
must be Bash.
You are correct.
Okay, so if I remember right, there was a troll trying to hide not too far from me, and I'm trying to tell.
That is the one I'm currently Scorching Raying, I think, and I have just rolled the damage.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I forgot he was trying to hide.
5
I'm
plus
That's okay.
trying to hide too.
You told LJ and he did a spot.
Yep.
That's 48 fire damage.
I'm gonna do a spot. Yay! 48.
4-8.
All right.
He's a flaming troll.
Okay. He is not down yet. He's poking his midsection out at you suggestively. He appears to have, I don't know. He's basically egging you on. Next up is Bash. You have An Troll in front of you. You've hit him once already for a moderate amount of damage.
I will hit him again.
What?
I will hit him again.
That's very brutal of you, Bash.
Well, he
With a name
should
like
not have hit me.
Bash, I expect you to be more sensitive.
And by hit him again, I mean I'll roll to see if I can hit him again.
Okay, I mean that's legit.
Let's see.
The chant goes up. Hit him again. Hit him again. Harder. Harder.
33 to hit.
That hits.
12. Awesome. No, this is why did I do it that way? 22 damage.
All right. He does not fall. You may attack him again, however, if you so desire.
I would like to do that very much.
Really? All right. Well, yeah, give it a shot.
Are you kidding me?
What you got?
25.
That still hits.
Oh, okay.
His armor
Awesome.
class is 16. He's not the
Okay.
most dexterous troll in the world.
So 25 damage. It's not great. 15, 16, 17. 18 points of damage.
All right. He falls to the ground, unable to withstand the full onslaught of the Bash. Blodgett. I forgot to give you a turn, and I apologize because you were starting to speak when Brandon was throwing dice. I apologize. Was willst du, Blodgetto? What do you do this turn? Suzanne, I can't hear you if you're speaking.
Sorry.
Okay.
I couldn't get the button to push.
Oh,
So I'm going to move forward a little bit, sneak forward, and try and do a sneak attack on that dude. Maybe not this round, but the next round if I don't.
well, you
The
could
squares
definitely
are-
move forward and attack him.
I can?
It would not. Yeah, it would not be a sneak attack though, because he is not preoccupied.
Okay,
no,
then
you're
I would.
invisible. No, you're invisible. So yeah, you could
Right.
totally sneak attack him. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to move forward and sneak attack him.
Armor class
Take
is
a bar break.
16.
16. Any more? So I hit once.
Okay.
There you are. Here's my D4. One. $27 points of damage.
All right. Another one bites the dust.
So
Excellent.
now they can see me.
They can actually. Yes, they can.
Yes.
You can also run next turn.
Next turn.
Yeah. Run.
All
Run.
right.
Set the ring. Reboot your ring.
Last so far in the group is Garlos. Oh, no. Jesus Christ, what my brain. That's why I put that there.
Jesus,
I had a big dash in the middle of the board to allow me to remember that the trolls go in 15, and then I removed it because I was like, why is this big dash here? So hint, you're playing with half a DM tonight.
Yeah.
Ben, you killed that guy.
Calm down.
Um,
Calm down.
Frederick, give me a spot check, please.
okay.
Lodge it with armor class.
I'm sorry, what?
What's your armor class?
18.
21, Vic, was my spot check.
All right, that's pretty good. You will beat his hide check fairly handily. Lodge it. 1 out of 2. Oh, 1 claw. Definitely a good bite. All right. Clawed for 9 and bit for 14. Total of 23 points of damage. Blodgett.
Ow! Okay.
Mm-hmm. Um,
Mean old troll.
and this troll laughs at LJ and runs off into the darkness. Once he gets about here, you can't see him. So,
It's a trap. General Akbar cereal.
right.
We turn on the flow lights and say, "Halt! You've entered a protected area."
Do I get an
Frederick,
attack of
you were holding
opportunity
your
for
turn,
him?
so you were able to attack if you wish to attack this troll over here that you have spotted.
I do indeed. How many attacks?
You can do your full attack you've been holding.
Okay. 3 volleys of 3. Only the
If
first one
you're
has.
trying to make sure that each volley is lit on fire, you
No,
can fire 2 volleys.
no. I only the other one. That's what I was asking before. Is the first one was already lit. The remaining 2 would
Correct.
be unlit, of course.
Okay,
Okay.
we're on the
Victor,
same page.
I
We're on the
have a
same page.
question.
Sure.
Would would LJ get an attack of opportunity for that troll moving out of his threat range?
His threat range is 10 feet, but the troll was already at the 10-foot range.
Okay.
40,
You know what? Yeah, I'll give him 1. Yeah,
All right.
40.
because yeah, he was within LJ's threatened range.
I could reach him.
You can.
Yeah.
Okay, and attack with each rapier because I have a cool feat that allows me to do so.
He's fine. He passes one.
That's 2 hits, but neither threaten to crit.
Okay.
That'll be 46 damage, Victor.
Okay. He laughs at you and runs away. All right.
Okay, back to my.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have a lot of arrows to throw down range.
29. Yeah. Well, those are my attack numbers. I think those all hit.
You are correct.
Okay. Rolling. These are the fire arrow volleys. The 1d6 for the fire damage. It's going to be 4. Let's see. 4. 9 plus. Hold on. Let me write it down. 9 plus 3. That's going to be within plus 9. Or arrow. What am I doing? God damn it. Oh, first volley, that's right. Okay. Okay, 9 plus 9 plus 3, 9. Okay, now I know what else to do. Hold on. See the first volley. 7, 6. 3 plus 3. And final. How am I doing? 17. 27. 9 plus. Okay. So the first volley did 66 points plus 7 fire points of damage.
All right, the troll falls.
Okay.
All right, and the man who just left, Garlos.
Going to charge forward to support logic and attack
Bludgeoning.
that troll with my sword.
All right.
10, 18.
Since you are
Rolled a 24. Okay.
both attacking it, you can
I think the armor class is 16, John. I think it sounds like a hit.
Okay, sweet. Okay, that's going to be 3. Let's get 8, 11, 12. He takes 24.
You don't mind me
Takes 30,
asking,
sorry, I forgot that one bonus.
what are you hitting him with? The that sword, short sword, or
The one that does extra damage to giant class.
oh, okay, yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, so 30.
Full beans.
That's right. Trolls are giant class, aren't they?
Yep.
Okay, good enough.
All right.
Even goblins are, amusingly.
Goblins are giant class, really?
No, they're humanoid, goblinoid,
Okay.
and through
They were in
0.5
first
anyway.
edition.
Ogres are giant class. I know that.
Many things have changed since those days.
At least trolls still are.
True.
There's a lot of
All right.
lobbying by the kobolds and goblins.
The end of the round, there is a rumbling.
Nice job, buddy.
Say again. End of the round, there's a rumbling. The very stones themselves seem to shake. And there is a ginormous bolt of lightning that strikes down. Right between, in front of Blodgett and Garlos.
Shazam!
Making it difficult for me to move my screen for a moment.
Somebody called in an Arclight strike.
The lightning damage kills the troll in front of you and highlights in the brief flash of absolute light 2 trolls behind it. And as it dissipates, you see a world-weary figure arrive. Can you give me a description of your character at this point, Blas?
You're muted.
You're
Wallace.
muted. That's the worst. You're muted, man.
So you see a bald man with a long beard in a monk's cowl, eyes very red and tired, and he looks out over you all when he gets here. It's me, and I go, "Oh, goddess, no, no, no!" And I turn around and I look behind my shoulder at the 2 trolls that are behind me, and I say, "Fuck this!" And I cast a flame strike.
There you go.
In the
Len's just
meantime, we
going to
say,
start
Gandalf, we thought the
cackling.
Balrog had destroyed you.
You get the vibe I was going for sure.
We never got to see the battle of the peak with you spraying with your fiery foe before you threw him down.
He'll have to describe that in the after comments.
Long time I fell, he said. Fly, you fools!
So that's
What a pig. He got all the experience.
so that's 19 AC spell, Victor, for their saving throws, and half damage is flame and half is pressure. And I roll. Hold on, I have to roll that, don't I?
Do have to roll the damage.
You have to roll the damage. 41 points of damage to each of them.
That doesn't kill them, but it makes them feel very bad about their life choices.
Thanks for letting me get that attack out. That was kind of dramatic.
You're very welcome. What we're here for. All right. Top of the round. Broderick.
Okay, Vic, is that red dot, is that a neutral or is that the one that...
Oh, no, that's the one that you killed. Sorry.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to get the tactical on that. Relight and hold action until something appears to the
Okay.
west.
LJ.
LJ is going to slap his own ass and tell Bash to hop on and hold his action.
I can't. I can't. LJ finds out how long it's been since Bash has been with a woman. All right. Lefrin, left turn.
Lev can't see those trolls.
No.
So I suppose he'll move, well, no, he'll think about moving around the corner to check out what that bright flash of light was. But then after about the first step, he'll be like, well, maybe I won't do that. And he'll hold his action.
All right. Hey, Kool-Aid.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah. All right, Blodgett.
Oh yeah!
Yes.
Your turn, sir.
Lodge is going invisible and going around the corner to that little hole, like inlet right there, right just north of me.
Okay. And Bash.
Bash is going to look at LJ somewhat confused and say, I think you want me to mount you with my wood and then hop on.
Ben, now
Oh,
you're
man.
finally getting in the spirit of things. I'm ecstatic.
All right, LJ.
And then hold
Bash
action
has-
from there.
Bash has successfully
for
mounted
consent.
you. What are you doing with your held action?
LJ is going to ride around the rock there. He's going to go south and then northeast. He'll cross that path and he'll try and come up behind the two trolls there.
Okay. Well, about this time, LJ finds out several amazing things. One is where the other trolls were,
Ooh.
and two is that trolls can hold their actions, waiting for you to do something.
Ooh.
You should listen to General Akbar more often.
You really should. I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm totally saying.
We got this.
Okay, I know you do.
We
Just-
got this.
We'll be fine. Famous last words in D&D.
No problem.
No problem.
One rabbit stew coming up.
All right. So he's. I guess he would come around then. He's not in yet.
I see domino pins lined up for a great cleave.
Let me make sure my math is correct. And that's a charge.
Oh,
That's a lot of them.
yeah. There's what is it called instead of a gaggle of trolls? There's a murder of crows. I'm trying. I guess there's got to be a unique.
So, okay, cool.
I'll
A
contemplate. that.
trolley? Is it a trolley when it's trolls?
Yeah, it's
I
a
like
trolley
that.
of trolls.
This is definitely a trolley of trolls.
Hey, you know what?
Demonic discharge of trolls.
See how many Victor is grabbing there?
I don't like that. Wow. Dude.
Yeah.
It's apparently called a circle jerk. A circle jerk with trolls. I looked it up. It's on Google.
Google wouldn't lie to us.
You guys feel free to scream for help, okay?
That appears to be what they're doing.
Okay, so that's those guys. That's
I
those
think we
guys.
portal out of here. Go back to the tavern.
Oh, I'm sorry. Those are internet trolls.
Oh yeah, they are. And then Froderick, you're up. Because we have he's coming around the corner to say hello. So is he.
Okay.
And so is he.
Oh, but they'd run into the caltrops, wouldn't they?
Yes, they do. And they don't care.
What?
Well, they're trolls.
They're trolls.
They will literally run towards things that will kill them.
Love it.
Well, but what if their Wolfetes hurt?
Yeah. So that was okay. So he's taking care of that.
They're kind of like Timex. They take a licking and keep on ticking.
They very much are.
They they keep take a beating and keep on licking.
Yes, they do.
Wait,
Slurp, slurp.
what is this?
So, Froderick, you're defending with a bow.
That's right.
You get first shot at these two when they come. I'm going to do Froderick first because the results of his action determine a lot of other actions. So, Froderick, two trolls coming up at you, coming around the corner, point blank range, like literally 5 feet away. What do you do?
Okay. I want to be able to. I can back up 5 feet, right? Considered as a free action. I'm backing up, and I'm going to split fire and call to Lev for. I'm going to say, Lev, need to light him up to the west. Chain fire, chain lightning, if you got it. Something along that line. But shooting anyway between two trolls.
It's a new thing. Instead of between two ferns, it's between two trolls.
The trolleys, you mean?
Yeah, no. Like in between two ferns.
Oh yeah, okay. Like the children's book.
No.
Yes,
We
yes, the
really,
children's book. That's what I
we
meant.
really need to finish this dungeon so that I can have Lev level up, because he'll gain a feat, and I have a feat in mind that would be perfect for this. There's a little meta magic feat that will allow you to change a spell's energy type. So I'm thinking, man, this is a perfect spot for a lightning bolt made of fire.
That would be pretty cool.
Okay, Vic, looks like that's going to be like a 38 and a 20 on that.
Those will both hit.
Okay. I got this written down in advance, so each one, so 3d8.
Hold on.
Right. Hmm? Go ahead.
What's your dex bonus?
My dex bonus is +6.
Insane.
Oh, you miss.
Really?
Yeah. One hits, one misses.
Okay.
You totally should have hit with that second one, but you missed.
Okay. I gotcha. Accepted. Let's see here. So that's going to be. I'll ask later about that, but for right now, I'll just go ahead and do
Will
one.
be a conversation.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. No problem.
God has spoken.
No, I just don't. I just choose not to react. Let's see. So the damage is, let's see, 5. Let's see, that's going to be 8. Let's see. And then 1d6. 5 plus 5. It's going to be equal 15 fire times 3 times 24. 3. It's going to be d7. Okay, regular damage. Pulling up, I should have had the calculator up, but here it comes. Regular damage from arrows. 81 and then plus 15 fire damage.
All right. He drops like a sack of potatoes.
All right. Now, what happened, or what did I see when with the others that looked like they were going to hit?
You know where you aimed, and it wasn't your best shot, but you knew you were on him.
Mm-hmm.
But you were just off. You were off by more than you thought you were, and that is very unusual. You're not. It was just a weird shot.
Does it feel like a curse or something affecting?
Maybe it could have been a fluke. Could have been a fluke. I
Hmm.
don't know.
Good enough. Good enough. Makes a story interesting. Now, who's that to the north of me?
That's your men at arms. I realized that the men at arms was that guy and the. Hold on. Oh, hold on. I need to roll for their caltrops.
Yeah.
Okay. So one stopped and it will stop because of the caltrops, and one does not. Let's switch that because that would be a little brutal for the men at arms to get 2 rounds of full face.
Okay.
All right, Frederick, AC, please.
Armor class is, and they're evil, right? Of course.
Yes.
I have protection
Yeah.
from you. Okay, in that case, that is going to be. And they're giant class?
Yes, giant class.
Okay. Finding, let's see, so 32, 34.
Okay. 1 claw hits.
Okay. How much damage?
Oh, Jesus. Not my best rolls today. 7 points of damage.
Ow! How could you mean troll? That's all right. Just a flesh wound, just a scratch. -7. So put it here.
Did you mention the horrible viruses that trolls carry?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a Hep A, B, and C and D check later. Okay, -7. Oh no.
There are days. Let's do that. Meant to do that too. John, what's your armor class? You have a troll charging up your ass. You definitely hear him coming. All right. Nibble nosh nosh. 1 claw. I got a decent roll. 15 points of damage to you, sir. Yeah, that's D6 plus 9. These are not light trolls. Oh, you guys have a lot of trolls attacking you.
It would appear so.
Yes, we poured out of here.
Here, I'm gonna put this on the
Bash, armor class without your dex bonus. Oh, you're muted. Sorry, Ben.
Sorry, 22.
Ooh. I hit you twice with my claws. That's not a good thing.
here. I'm typing a general message.
It's automatic. Okay.
Y'all check your stat, by the
So
way.
Ben, there's a troll literally sitting on your back at this point. 13 and oh, no. Okay, Jesus Christ.
There we
Wow.
go. Try that.
$29 points of damage, Ben. That's troll number 1, troll number 2. Oh yeah. Troll number 2 hits. Oh shit. Ben, you literally have 2 trolls who hit you with 2 attacks, 2 claw attacks. This is going to be a bit. Literally the exact same rolls twice. I rolled 2d6 4 times, got the same number each time. That's insane. That's wild.
What did you roll?
I rolled 2d6 4 times for 4 different attacks. got the same number 4 times.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean it was 4 each time, so they suck on damage, but 29 points of damage again. LJ, AC, please, sir.
30.
30. Thank you, sir. Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, and this guy. So yeah. All right, 1 nibble nibble. Nibbly nibbly. 9 points of damage to LJ.
Owie.
Blocks, last but not least.
Oh, okay, cool. So there's 2
No,
trolls.
I have 2 trolls attacking you.
Yeah, right in front of me, right?
Yeah, I'm attacking you. I have 2 trolls attacking you.
No, I'm gonna attack them.
Okay, yeah, well, yeah. I mean, yes, except no.
Okay.
All right, what's your armor class, sir?
I'm looking at it. I just updated it. Give me a second.
No problem at all.
That's
Oh, thank you, John.
hold on. That's word. My AC is where it is 23 plus 1, 24.
Eight from one troll and 7 from another troll. I cannot damage player characters today.
I am here for like a minute and I'm already taking damage. What the fuck?
Welcome to our unsafe world. There are OSHA violations everywhere.
Garlos, your turn, sir.
Okay, spotting the bugger after me.
And this is the moment where I hate myself. Because I have a lot of hit points sitting in a row. And it's going to be very difficult to tell which troll was which. Oh shit, okay. This is going to be fun.
Which is which?
Yeah, that's my game today that I get to play.
Somebody do a lightning bolt and just catch the whole row of the bastards and kill them.
Oh, I got one even better.
Okay, good. That's what I was hoping to hear. Just what direction are you hitting, throwing it in? What's the
Yours.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's okay.
No, I mean she's like basically from Lev onward, he's going to kill everybody.
No, I've got a plan with Lev, and it's ballsy.
All right,
I like ballsy.
Easy, Charlie. I have an angle. I offered the trolls 30,000 Zuleks to leave us alone.
Something really weird like air freshener or something like that to bribe them with.
All right. Zag, it is your turn.
Lovely. So I'm doing the following. I am going to use my feat of strength, which takes no actions, increasing my strength by, hold on, I have this written down for this very moment. Free action, 1 round per day. I gain +10 to my strength. I am reaching out and I'm grappling the nearest troll to me and spinning him around so he's between me and the other troll. And I'm casting a cause critical wounds spell.
Okay.
Does that work? Can I do that?
Yeah.
Was that a yes?
Yes. Did I say yes? That's
Great.
a yes.
Fantastic. So I have +14 to my grapple.
Your grapple?
And grapple, grapple.
Oh, that's what you call it.
Yeah. And I will roll a
He's
13.
grappled the troll.
So I have a total of 27 to grapple this fucker and spin him around.
All right, the troll is grappled.
Great. And now I'm going to cast my cause critical wound spell. So that's 48 plus 10. So that's 25 points of damage.
All right. The troll is grappled and wounded. John, the troll that you hit is dead.
Yay.
Hooray!
25, you said?
You bet. Yep.
Oh, that troll dies.
Lovely. I'm holding a dead troll in my hands with a 28 strength.
Yeah, you broke his neck. Well done.
Good job.
Snapped. Snappity snap.
All right, that's the bottom of the round. Top of the round. Roderick.
Okay.
I would advise holding your action for Lev. Pretty
Okay. That's what I'm gonna do. Vic, I can't tell. Am I able to move up to a little bit north to get out of number one, get out of Love's way?
Don't worry about getting out of the way. I got that. I got that
Okay. All
handled.
right. I just wanted to get the man at arms out of harm's way.
He's gonna be out of harm's way too.
Okay, fine. I'm holding action.
I'm
No
being
problem.
ballsy.
LJ.
Okay. LJ is going to beeline between those two trolls, direct east, turn north. I will run, sacrifice my armor class, or not my armor class, but my dexterity bonus to it, and take my attacks of opportunity to get into that tunnel, directly to the north.
Okay. Bash, you get to go for a ride. Gonna take a ride, head for the other side.
When I'm in the tunnel, I'd like LJ to do his best to turn around.
You're not.
Okay.
Don't,
Well.
Don't.
All right.
Don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're not
15
surrounded.
for you, Bash.
Oh.
Ooh.
Swaboo.
Yeah, I'm gonna take some hits on this.
Oh,
My
cool.
armor class Victor is
Give me a good
going
number.
to be
Make
my
it
armor
nice.
class is going to be 25.
Not good enough, Charlie. All right. These two troll chieftains decide to say hello to you. And I still can't roll for shit.
Ah,
Okay, so and then that guy. And then there's that guy. Who fucking aced it? All right, cool. That guy. Good job.
Should name him. That's
Right?
Biff, the troll chieftain.
So from the troll chieftains, you get a loving spoonful. Oh, it's D8s. Sorry.
did you roll d6s or d10s?
I rolled D6s. It's D8s instead for the chieftains.
Makes sense.
But I rolled D8s. Wow, maybe it's just my D6s. That's weird. So 13 plus 12 is 25. And the bites are 7 plus 6 is 13. So 25 plus 13 is 38 points of damage to you.
Don't say I never took any hits for you, Bash.
That's true. Oh, and then the other troll just north of you who did 2 regular hits does a whopping 4 plus 9 is 13 points of damage himself.
To himself?
To you by himself.
Oh. It's
Yeah,
like, what?
so ecstatic he bit himself.
Hang on.
It really would. Love, or LJ, say hello to your new best friends.
They just keep coming.
Well, you came to them. I mean, they were just minding their own business, and then an adventurer comes barging in.
My goddess sent me here. I had nothing to do with it.
I'm just saying there was literally no reason for us to do this, to clear this cave. There was just no reason. I feel very white right now.
You feel very white. What are we in Harlem now? What is that? What you're saying? Come back here, motherfuckers!
Oh my God.
We're gonna chomp your ass.
Welcome to the dark side of the dungeon.
Welcome to the jungle. It's all fun and games.
Mm-hmm. Oh my lord.
Axl Rose is a troll.
Right? He really is actually a troll, so.
I thought I heard the trolls yelling Urostelino. Is this near like the Volga River?
So LJ, is there anything that you wanted to do while you're there facing this new troll who's very pleased to meet you?
Yes, actually. I'd like to
Oh, I'm
cast Global
down.
Tremor directly at him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do it all the way down that hallway. Just a thought.
Yeah.
Because I think you can count on them being there. Every square probably has a troll in it.
What's
Wait,
the
which
area
way are
of
you?
effect?
Yeah,
Is
right.
this LJ casting?
Yeah, this is LJ casting.
Okay, I still have a held action, right?
Um,
I thought I did, but maybe not.
I think you do, because you didn't attack.
I would say for all the times you've held your action, I'd say, yeah, you've
already-
gotta.
I mean, it would be statistically surprising if I didn't, right?
Warren is not one to lie about these things, Victor. That's all I'm saying. It's out of character. That'd be a severe alignment shift.
oh my god. This is the best session ever. All right, yes, you do have a held action, Ben. But let's, LJ, you're doing a tremor. What's your tremoring? What's the area of effect?
The area is a 30-foot line.
Okay.
Ooh, that'll hit the one in front of Blas, possibly.
If you knock me off my feet, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Make your reflex save if you need to.
Zach,
The
you're gonna have to get
reflex
mine.
save. Well, I'm in a jam. The reflex save is going to be C5, what's that? 19.
Sorry, I'm just now catching the chat.
Why are you calling him Smuckers? Because he in a jam.
All right. They fall, but they tremble before your mighty might of mightness. Ben, what is your held action going to be?
So first, I just want to ask a question. I want to look around. This is something that I would know. I don't think this will cost an action. But are there any kind of weeds, vines, roots, anything like that in this dungeon?
In this room, in this area here, no.
No. Okay.
Nothing,
Never mind.
there's nothing growing in this whole nest of area. The trolls live for putrid, foul, odoriferous things, and this is basically their jam.
Okay. Cool.
This is the troll jam.
Then I will just hold my action.
Okay.
Can't do anything fun.
Sorry, I'm getting us out of there alive.
No, it's okay. I just had a cool idea that would have been really cool to combo with your earth shaking abilities there, but it's not gonna work. So.
All right, Lev, you said you were gonna hand job the trolls to the west.
Yeah, I've given this some thought, Victor, and I'm going to make the action economy my bitch on this one, but it's within the legal grounds.
Okay, so you say, rock on.
Lev is going to cast Dragon's Breath. He will move 5 feet after casting, as he is always allowed to do. He will use his swift action to cast Blinding Breath, and then as an immediate action, he will breathe out a cone of fire upon the trolls.
How many actions is that?
It's 1 round.
4. So come again on the whole swift action blinding breath bullshit. I mean, sorry, stuff.
It's not bullshit, because in the Blinding Breath spell, the casting time is 1 swift action.
Right.
It's a spell that functions like Breath Flare, except that targets that fail their saving throws against the breath weapon are permanently blinded instead of dazzled.
Sounds like a little bit of research.
It really does, actually.
We have stopped the clock while the referees are discussing, they're watching the replay on this amazing action by Lev.
I mean, I've got my main cast, I've got my move, I've got my swift, and I have my immediate. This fits within 6 seconds by the rules as written.
Suddenly, Victor is playing without neither side.
And the Russian judge, 5.
I think you overestimate greatly what can happen in 6 seconds.
I don't. That's what it says in the book.
I have to admit, it does sound well thought out anyway. And cinematic. Something cool will happen. I'm pretty sure of that.
Okay, that requires that spell to have been quickened already. Which would mean that you used the spell that you're casting as a swift action.
No, the casting time in the spell compendium is 1 swift action by itself.
Okay, so it is essentially a quickened version spell.
I guess. I mean, spells sometimes take up different action economy times. Like you've got your rituals that take 10 minutes
Right.
or whatever.
I'm not here to talk about the economy, but
it would be equivalent to a quickened fireball, I guess. Yeah.
that's right. That's what that is. You go away. And what spell is this?
Blinding breath. Here, I'll send you a link on the D&D tools site. Oh,
It's also called halitosis, isn't it?
That's the original term.
D&D tools. Okay, I think I see it. Okay, this is interesting. Let's educate. See what this is.
I have put the spell in chat.
It says casting time, one swift action. One swift action. That's interesting. I have never seen that term. Huh. Functions like breath flare. They fail. Huh. One swift action. So it is under stuff that. Final swift action. Let's see here. There's a search on this thing.
This is a dragon spell.
It comes from
Swift.
hang on.
D tools.
Take a
One swift action.
take a look. As far as I know, there aren't any prerequisites of being a dragon on it.
This is interesting. What I'm reading, it's talking about action types: standard action, move action, full round, blah blah blah. Swift action. A swift action consumes a very small amount of time, but represents a larger expenditure of effort and energy than a free action. You can perform one swift action per turn without affecting your ability to perform other actions. In that regard, a swift action is like a free action. However, you can perform only a single swift action per turn, regardless of what other actions you can take. Take any swift action anytime you would normally be allowed to take a free action. Swift actions usually involve spell casting or activation of magic items. Many characters, especially those who don't cast spells, never have an opportunity to take a swift action. So it sounds like, yeah, it's primarily for spell casting. Interesting.
Yeah, and I'm looking in the spell compendium itself instead of on the D&D tools website. Neither Dragon's Breath nor Blinding Breath require you to actually be a dragon or have draconic blood.
Thanks for clarifying they have draconic blood priest, because that was really bothering me.
Well, actually, with Lev, I wouldn't be too surprised. He is kind of a proficient fire wizard.
Yeah, even in the Dragon's Breath spells, it says in the Dragon's Breath spell, it says using magic to mimic a dragon's breath. You spew forth a gout of energy.
Bulimic Pyro.
Okay, no, that's legit. Yeah, I'll take it.
Awesome.
All right, so you cast Blinding Butt.
Yep.
Blinding Butt?
I am using the red dragon. So that's going to be 5d8.
Okay.
The reflex save on that is going to be, it's going to be 20. And if they fail the reflex save, not only do they take full damage instead of half, they are also blind forever.
What's the save again?
20.
No problem. Lay that damage on me, monkey boy.
Let me get another D8.
How big is your cone, Lev?
15 feet.
It's kind of a personal question, isn't it?
It's the kind I'm required to ask in this situation. When man is trying to extend his cone out like that.
That and Victor's practically a medical doctor.
Okay, I can't find another fucking D8.
Has the cone been circumcised?
During my last examination, I think, yeah.
That will be 26 fire damage.
Okay. I hate myself. I'm
This
just
is
really
either
hope
going to be
there's
really
no-
cool or I'm fucked.
I mean, why not both?
You talk about that like those are opposite things.
All right. How much was the damage again? 20,
26.
26. Okay. Ah, cool. Thank you.
The trolls are trolls particularly susceptible to fire? Do they take extra damage, or is that just keep them from regenerating?
I'm not sure actually.
Yeah. Oh well. Like Vic said, I'm sure it'll be cool or hot.
Oh, you're not him. All right, Frederick. You were holding your action until Lev breathed over your shoulder. He has done so.
Okay, the trolls that are closest to me, what is their condition that I can tell?
Still alive.
Fuck it. Shooting both of them.
Okay.
Splitting fire. And it's going to be, let's see, plus. I wrote this in advance, damn it. It's going to be 32 and 37. Does that hit?
Both of those.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let me go grab them, calculator them. And I got this down to, let's see, so it's going to be 18. I mean, it's going to be just two of them. Okay, plus 3. I'm actually writing this as a formula. And actually,
that's pretty legit.
Yeah, that way it's a little easier. Now, this time I don't, did I have an opportunity to light one of them?
No, because your man at arms is trying to defend himself.
That makes sense. Okay, sounds good, Vic. All right, coming up.
Did I blind any of them?
Oh, in a minute.
If they come at you and go, ah, then yes.
Geez, so I gotta wait.
You gotta wait
Can
until
they
after
have
Joel's
a
turn.
Okay,
have a free
I
action
did
going?
They go right after Frederick.
Okay.
30 and 33 points.
How much again? Sorry.
30 and 33 points. One takes 30, the other takes 33. And does the men-at-arms get a chance to hit these guys?
Yeah, that's right. Bingo, bango, bongo.
Yep.
Let's get some of that man-at-arms action going over here. Oh, come
Yeah.
on. Nail. Make an attack, Joel. I've given you his info. One
Okay.
attack per round.
All right. Making the roll. Hmm. 16.
Hits on the nose.
Okay. Very good. Damage 2d6 plus 4. Okay. 2d6 plus 4. Grab a 2d6. Damage is 14.
Boom, baby. Nail cheers his own happiness as he takes out the troll.
Excellent.
Okay, hold on, let me update my troll sheet. And all right. Good job, guys.
Hmm.
And now it's the troll's turn.
Dun.
My computer is really slow today. There was an update that we had at work. I'm pretty sure the update was, how much can we fuck over our employees' computers today?
You should call IT support for that.
That happened at our office yesterday.
Updates, malware. Kind of hard to tell the difference these days.
Really is. Really is. Our IT department's all like, I will help you to like it.
Dun. Here they come. Start playing the.
So these trolls are just standing up this round.
That's exactly
It's
what
a-
I was afraid of.
Could you mark them, Victor, by the way, the ones that just stood up? To make it a little easier tactically. Maybe put like a dot on them or something. I don't know. Or a
I'm
halo.
about to send like 20 more in, so I'm good.
Okay.
Um, they're basically matching 1-to-1. 3 people, 3 trolls. Okay, he'll have to roll to see if he. No, he does not actually. So he was already there. He was already there. So Lev, you are spared by the caltrops.
Woo.
Lucky for you. 1, 2, 3.
And the ones that attacked Vic, any that were blinded, I assume they would have a minus, but maybe not.
The ones who are blinded will definitely have a minus.
Okay. All right. Just checking.
Oh yeah, I need to roll a d4.
Was that extra damage or something?
No, the dungeon.
No, it's to see when I get to do that again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Three. And just one more from here. Where's he gonna go? Hey, they can't see you, Blodgett. So he's trying to get through his brethren to get to Garlos. Can't quite because people are standing up in front of him. Kind of annoying. Saved by the bell, Mr. Los.
Victor, what's the man at arms name? Niall?
Niall, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Like from One Direction.
Okay.
But yeah, you guys are old. You don't know who those guys are.
Okay, that's enough.
Is it?
You
Is
do
it?
realize everybody in this room is old enough to be your father or mother,
I
except you.
know.
I'm just saying. So we're not old. You, you're
You're
a
all.
baby.
You're all. It. Like, I guess it's just a matter of perspective.
It is. It is.
I'm old. I'm totally take it.
Thank you.
Okay, so Blas, the trolls in this line have all fallen to the ground. And they're getting out of
Trample
range.
them. Trample them, LJ.
That's the idea.
Until that allows to grab his ass and let's get out of here.
It's a buttload of trolls. We need to leave.
Yes, yeah. That's what I've been saying. Let's go to the north.
So yeah, the
I just
taller
find
part
it
of you is
ironic.
down. So you only get these two trolls today. That troll is fighting Garlos. Cinch. I mean, no, they're not. They can't pick up Blodgett amongst all the other craziness. So, oh, they just got up. That's right, they just got up.
Okay.
Word. Yeah, Microsoft Word.
My intention is to be using the dead troll in my arms as a shield between me and any other.
I mean,
Yeah, meat shield. Meat shield.
Just
And crush them.
here on my intention.
I want you to swing around like this and like knock them against the wall.
I got a 20 strength. I'm going to do something.
Yeah.
Okay, what trick am I gonna pull out of my hat this time?
all right. Okay, attacks. Man at arms, nail. What is this? Oh, Jesus.
When you draw Nile, draw him with a red shirt.
I mean, basically, yeah.
He's dead, Jim. Da 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 da.
Hey, if he dies, I want to give that shield that we have in the bag of holding to his father as a with our condolences.
Damn.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. He died. Here's the shield of attraction.
This is the shield your son used. Lie.
We told
He
you.
fought very valiantly
Oh
until
Jesus, he
the end.
drops. Nail drops. He's at 0.
Okay. That's
He's not dead. He's at 0. I'm gonna let him be unconscious for the purposes of this experience. Frederick. Oh shit. 2 20s, brother. One backed it up. Damn. All right. Unfortunately, it is a bite and a claw, so not 2 claws, which is awesomeness. But a bite and a claw is pretty good, I think.
Okay.
11 and 9. 20 points total, sir.
Minus 20. Okay. Alrighty.
You are missed. They heard of you, but they don't see you quite yet. Garlos. Oh my God. I barely kept from fumbling attacking you. Okay, cool. Blas. Wait, Blas, you were 24?
Meat shield. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So you can either have a meat shield or a dex bonus because you're a monk.
I only get +1 for my dex bonus, so I'll take the 23.
Okay, then yeah,
Continue to use the meat shield.
that works. All right, so I'll let you use the meat shield against and troll. Both trolls succeeded in hitting, so one will get past your meat shield, one will not.
Okay.
6 plus 9, 15 points of damage to you, sir. LJ, my favorite meal. Damn. Okay, so he's going to say hello. Oh, that's right. 9 points of damage from the one in front of you. Jesus.
The one who's on the ground?
Oh, no, he missed. That's right. So you do not get that 9 from him. Instead, you get it from his brother. 11 points of damage from the one behind you. Sorry.
Oh.
And then Bash. Only one hit. 3 out of 3 dice. I'm rolling at least one decent one each time, so that's not horrible. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 points of damage to you, Bash. All right. I try to make my monsters go quickly, but sometimes it doesn't always work that way.
Who's gonna wish? Let's wish ourselves the fuck out of here. I'm looking at 5-1 odds here. This is pretty ugly.
I mean, actually, yeah, you specifically are looking at 5-on-1. No, those will probably go forwards, Levin and Frederick. You'll be fine.
Don't we still have a portal?
I mean, a teleport.
Yeah, or teleport. Yeah. Sorry,
Can you
wrong.
just get us all out of here like now?
It's starting to look like we can't win this. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we need to
Actually,
go.
we're surrounded and split, so we need to go.
That is actually a bad combination. Yeah, you've got a point. It's Blodgett's turn. I'll let you guys discuss what you want to do first.
Now, I'm looking at the guys in the east, and it's the 2 people surrounded by a bunch of trolls, and well, they're not coming home. And we've got
Yeah, I mean,
and he's surrounded, and I'm surrounded, and we got Blodgett who's kind of hiding, and our west flank is falling. So it's like, guys, we need to leave.
Well,
We aren't gonna
LJ
make
and
it to another
Bash,
round.
those guys have fallen. If LJ and Bash can ride out of there and join Blas and get him, we can start to regroup. I think we can fight our way up to the north.
there's
Uh,
there's no regrouping. Like I'm at
Yeah.
39 hit points. Like I don't think we're gonna make a regroup.
We're
No, I thought
looking
we
at
said-
Weed Eater, and we're trying to tell the Centaur and the Triad to run through a Weed Eater. And it's like, I don't see this happening in a very pretty way, and it won't work. Regrouping
Even if we
isn't
make it to the
happening.
north, we've got nothing left. Yeah.
Tactically, we're screwed. We are split into like 4 different chunks, and we're starting to crumble. We need out. Somebody wish, please.
We could wish, or I have given everyone teleport scrolls and diamonds. How many people still have them? I think I'm the only one who's been using the
I haven't
scroll.
used mine, so
I have mine.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't
Can
used
I
mine
take-
either.
Can I take more than one person?
Whoever you can touch.
I did not teleport. I did not show up in the scene with anything like a teleport.
It's okay. I'm coming to you guys. I'm coming to you and
Garlos. Yeah, so
Okay.
Blodgett, each
Garlos.
person can carry, it's technically 500 quote unquote pounds of stuff. So yeah, Blodgett could grab Carlos and Blas and teleport with,
That's what I'm doing.
with his diamond.
That's what I'm doing.
Since he's invisible, he will not incur an attack of opportunity from the troll. I mean, actually, you kind of would, because you're getting right up in that troll's business. So that's going to happen, Blodge. The troll misses you because you are invisible. but he knows there's something going on. Blodgett grabs Blas and Garlos, crushes the diamond under his, and the three of them appear on top of the tavern.
Yep.
Okay.
Do I still have the troll in my arms?
Yes, you do. You have the dead body of a troll in your arms.
It's a free
problem
stuffed
in about
animal
2
prize.
rounds. In about 2 rounds, when it comes back to life, it's going to be a problem. Bash,
He's right, actually.
your turn, sir.
We haven't set
Um,
these guys on fire.
What was the blood that we needed for the? It wasn't troll blood, was it?
I got it.
Drow blood, right?
It was demon blood.
It was demon blood. Okay, we've got it. Okay.
No, we don't have it. Not now. We have the
Okay.
lava, but not the demon blood.
We
That I
got the
know
demon
of.
blood. Okay.
The
Well,
demon blood
we're
we're
not gonna get the
probably
demon
gonna have
blood
to
right
go
We're
now.
gonna have a lot of our blood if we don't leave, but that's
Oh no, we're leaving. I'm not debating that. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
disagreeing. So LJ, you don't have a scroll of teleportation, right?
I do.
Okay, because I do too. We can just use one of them. So whoever wants to go there can get us out.
Do
Well,
you
you're
have a
on top.
scroll or a diamond?
I have whatever you gave me. I don't
I
remember
gave
what
you a
that was.
diamond because fighters can't use scrolls.
Okay, then I have a
Let
diamond.
me use the scroll because those diamonds are fucking expensive.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
Then I
so you
will
can
hold
delay,
action.
and then at the top of the round, which is next. So top of the round is Frodrick first. Frodrick, you just heard the shout of a teleport behind you.
okay. I grab Lev and Nile basically and teleport us out to the tavern.
Using what?
Scroll.
Okay, yeah, you still have the scroll. All right, cool. And then LJ's turn is next, and he's going to use the scroll as well. All right.
Yep,
Cool.
he's gonna hear all the teleporting and be like, well, looks like we're getting out of here.
Teleport!
I told you go to the southeast and then north. Don't go that way.
The end result
You
is
don't listen
this.
to me tactically.
Yes, let
So-
me
so
go
guys,
through an
hold
entire
on.
wall of
Just
enemies
listen-
that are
just-
standing up.
It's fine. You're fine. Listen. So of the difficult encounters in this dungeon, there are 4 that, in my opinion, are party killers. Like, people will die. Like, someone will die in this encounter. This, in my personal opinion, is the most dangerous because you guys have so far fought half of the trolls, and I'm not
Yep.
kidding.
What? That's half of them?
That's half.
Hang on.
So we need to
7,
take a
10,
flamethrower with us, is all you're
14,
saying.
15, 18.
Brandon, you went too far
20,
in, dude.
23.
You
I
got
did.
bracketed over
5.
bracketed. Do not fucking do that.
That's
You
what
keep
she
doing
said.
that.
You went too far
Victor,
in, man.
You went
Victor,
too far in.
that's 31 trolls.
Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
a little more than half. Okay, so you guys
They're
get a
free.
little more than half. You still got a
Oh.
lot of trolls to go. Way.
Brandon, with just those trolls alone, we would have had a hard time.
I don't have enough fire spells for that many trolls.
I know.
Yeah,
I
the
know.
only regrouping we're going to do is be in a troll latrine when they shit us out.
What now?
I said the only regrouping we were going to be doing if we stayed any longer was in a troll latrine when they shit us out.
That is accurate.
Victor, I think I would like to be done with this dungeon.
What about the dragon?
So
Man,
Dragons.
what about the dragon? There's nothing we can do about it short of killing it anyway.
is
We
everybody
need to
back?
make a cleaner like in the movie Labyrinth and send that thing down.
Is everybody back? Have we teleported?
We're all back. We're all back. And oh, by the way, what are you going to do with that troll you're still holding?
that's
Can you
great.
dance with it?
Torch it.
Did we teleport back in the middle of the day or at night? Because I think trolls are susceptible to sunlight, aren't they? Or is this just a Tolkien thing? It's just a Tolkien thing.
That's
Okay.
token.
I mean, in Troll Hunter, they turn to stone.
That's the Hobbit talking.
Right.
That's right. They turned to stone and
So-
sunlight.
With my great strength, I immediately throw the troll to the ground as hard as I can, and then jump down and just basically squirt oil all over this thing and
Okay.
set it on fire.
Turn him into a tiki torch.
Please don't do that on top of the tavern.
I did. I said I threw him to the ground. Did you not
Okay,
hear that
okay,
part?
good.
My 28
So,
strength.
so
I-
Zag
You
is
kind of, you kind of
squirts all
cut
over
out
the
on my
troll.
end.
So Blaz squirts all over the troll.
Yep.
And then sets
My
him on.
flaming fluid.
Whatever you call that. Yeah, okay. Yep. Yeah,
Pat
pearl,
said, "Good job, guys."
pearl necklace. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes there's a time to run. That does happen.
That was
Time
definitely it.
to live, time to die. Sorry. Oh my god. All right. I gotta stop taking acid before we play.
And then after I'm done dousing the troll, I look up at the party and like, where'd the fucking Titan come from?
What? Where the fuck did Titan
Where
come
the
from?
The
fuck? The
Titan.
last thing I fucking remember, I'm fighting something.
Oh, that's right.
And then all of a sudden, this fucking Titan shows up with this worm. And he kills the worm, and the worm explodes, and that's all I remember. Where the
Well,
fuck did the Titan come from?
I will let
Level-
Lev field
level-
that question,
Lev will
and
put up
I'll
his
take a
hand
bio break.
and be like, well, I was on the ground about to die. There I was, on the ground, bleeding to death. And I figured, hey,
Hey, I've done this before.
I've been talking with a Titan, and he really hates fire giants. And I've got fire giants killing me right now. So I called for help.
You brought a Titan into a 10 by 10 crawl fucking space? With a worm?
To be fair, I didn't know he'd be bringing company.
And how did he become a dryad?
But he died too.
You killed two of us?
I killed 3 of us. I died too.
My God has sent me back here for a reason. You are not allowed to do things like that ever again.
You'll be glad to hear I could only do it once on a scroll.
No more magic items.
Oh, try and stop me.
Oh. Victor, I climb up the wall with my new powers. And my
LJ's going to peek over. Hey, is this a good time for an arm wrestling competition?
it's a perfect time for it.
Let's do it.
I
We're doing
climb up the wall, I get it in Les's fucking face. I'm like, you killed me. And it just
I killed me too.
crawl back down.
Well, that's cool, buddy, but you need to go urine.
I just go back into the church and start addressing my acolytes, telling them about the evils of magic users.
Level just kind of
Here
looked at
now.
me and be like, I mean, I really didn't know he'd be bringing the worm.
Ugh.
Titan into a 10 by 10 crawl space.
The Titan was on our side. You weren't even in the 10 by 10 crawl. You were like 50, 60 feet away.
And I still got killed
Because of the blast from the worm that I didn't know was going to be there.
because you brought a Titan into a 10 by 10 crawl space.
What was I supposed to do? Die?
3 of us.
You know, let's not get on about who killed who.
I feel like I need to break into a song.
There you go.
No,
Third-
Look,
no,
I'm not
singing.
happy about the fact that I am now a tree, but you know.
In the chat.
I'll
Are
just
you
say,
pissed
I'll
off?
just say you could have been a centaur. You could have been a centaur.
Yeah.
My goddess has shown upon me in different ways.
Yeah, it could have been a centaur surrounded by trolls.
I could have had a V8.
Uh, well, anyway, Vic, I guess what time of day do we arrive? I mean, is it nighttime, daytime? people kind of wondering why we appeared on the roof or. No.
It's old hat by now. I mean, the
And then
citizens of
created
the,
a troll queue.
the citizens of Cubbic-Pool are like, oh, they're back again. Cool.
Oh yeah.
When they see the BAMF on the roof, they're just like, okay, cool. It's like, this is what they do. I was like, these are the guys.
They're
Oh,
kind
look,
of
they're
used to
burning a
our.
troll now.
The boys are back in
Well, me
town.
too.
The trolls are back in town.
Mm-hmm.
If
So
they
yeah,
it's
it's about midday. It's about midday, not exactly high noon, but about midday.
Two more if you want them.
Roderick gets a beer.
Yeah, there's
Oh, wait a minute. I need to first aid to Niall. I need to fix
not
him
the
up.
worst idea.
Okay, I use first aid and then I use cure moderate wounds on him. And
He comes back with a start.
Carlos gives him 14 points.
He appreciates the hit points from Garlis. How many hit points do you bring back with him?
10
Froder.
points. 10 points.
All right, 24. He's almost a full. He's very happy about this. He's like, oh, thank you both. With the heal proficiency check, I probably would have gotten him back to full, so we're good.
Okay. Well, Frederick congratulates him on slaying his first troll. Said many have suffered worse for their first kill troll.
He's super pumped about that, and also, how do I do it without dying? Is the next question he asks.
I said, Frederick explains you didn't die, you just went unconscious. So.
Oh, okay, cool. That was unconscious in combat. Cool.
That was just unconscious in combat, so that was good. That's good. Now we'll work on staying on our feet next time, so it's all right.
All right, good.
But that
Lesson
will happen
2,
with
not falling down.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Nail is back. He has Nail, I guess, son of Ulrich the blacksmith, and then Niall the Santesian is the tax accountant. Oh yeah, that's right. I had some stuff for you guys when you got back the last time. The Santesian has some conversations with you about your taxes and your accounts.
Hey, while all this is
I gave him my W-9 before I left.
Yeah, he needs a lot more than that. He's like, you guys have not been adequately paying the city's building fund, nor have the accounts been done properly for the city's ports. And yeah, it's not a good look. It's not a good look.
We give him the forwarding address for the Drow's accounts payable department.
Okay.
Where
Do they accept payment
I believe
in
we're
gems?
exempt from those taxes.
You are not actually exempt from those taxes.
We're a non-profit. Look, we've
Right.
never made a profit.
Well, what we do is we hire a tax accountant then.
That's actually what he is.
That's what he is? Okay, well,
That's
tell
what
him.
we did.
Yeah, he's telling you that you're fucked.
Okay, no, we have
But
deductions because we have put our personal investments in weapons, armor, potions, and things like that in order to protect the city.
That's pretty good.
That is tax deductible.
He likes this train of thought. He's pretty good. Hey, he's pretty happy with this. He's going to talk to the Minister of Domestic Services and the Minister of Land Management.
I mean, potions are not cheap in this town. I'm just saying.
LJ will also say, I believe we were actually contracted to deal with the hill giants, and our dealing with the frost giants and the fire giants has been entirely charity to the city as well. So I believe that may be tax deductible as well.
I wouldn't call it charity. I would call it just tax deductible.
Yeah, the
charity implies for free.
I would tell him that we're happy to leave and go somewhere else if he wants to deal with the dragon.
Yeah, I was going to say we have a dragon.
The dragon.
We could
the dragon
have
attacks, and we're like in jail for tax evasion.
Exactly.
That's the eventuality of all high-level characters. That's why you don't see them around.
Probability
tax evasion.
Ray Hawk
In the
Revenue
meantime, he is
Service.
followed by Karen from the homeowners association who wants to tell him
Thank
about
God.
the troll bonfire.
Oh my
So
God.
meanwhile, while we're doing this, Bash needs to go like sit in a corner with this tree and recover some life. I'm not sure how that's gonna work, but
I'll water your
Okay.
head. How about that? Throw some what is that? That grow stuff on you?
Miracle Grow.
my God.
Miracle Grow.
Well, he needs nutrients, and everyone knows the best nutrients come from manure. So you guys can just poop on Bash.
Let's take a dump.
No, only LJ. Only LJ gets to do that.
Well, urea also has a nitrogen fixing factor, so if we pee on them too, that's especially Froderick being like a dog. I'll just lift one leg.
We just need to carry. We just need to carry a couple potted plants in the sack. And bring it in.
Just wrong.
All right. The basically it's 15,000 gold pieces will cover the expenses of both the inn and the ports. And then Bash, I'm gonna send you some
Holy
stuff.
shit, that's as much as 3 cure moderate wounds potions. Jesus Christ. What the fuck?
You can just cast Cure Moderate Wounds on the tax accountants. That's fine.
Yeah, here. Yeah, cure moderate taxes. That's what it is.
Gold. Holy shit.
We heard him. We heard him just enough for a cure moderate wound spell to be necessary, and then we say, "Yeah, okay, 16,000 for the spell."
Yeah, I'm thinking that'd be funny if we made a bill to the city for our services. That would be good. And put it on parchment. Like,
Well, I think the next time we decide we're going anywhere, we need to go to the city and be like, "Hey, you need to pay us to do this." Otherwise, we just sit in the tavern and drink all day
I mean,
and
that
build
works.
troops and recruit religious members.
you know what we need to do is incorporate or
Yeah,
be an LLC.
You'll notice that Blas has become much less spell oriented and has started working on martial arts and hand-to-hand combat skills. And he's turning our courtyard into a hand-to-hand training program for all of the acolytes. I'm building an army for Inanna. So just so you know, that's what I'm doing over there. That's what my full focus and attention is on. I don't care about the monetary stuff. I've released myself of all worldly needs.
You haven't released yourself of the worldly need to have an arm wrestling match with LJ. He was really bummed when you died because he was like, "Oh, no arm wrestling match. We never got to do it." And now you're back, and he's
I have a
literally chomping at the bit.
I have a 28 strength. Bring it. Come on.
Okay,
So
tomorrow we
once
have
Bash,
our match.
once I'm all filled up, I'm going to actually go with you and let you train me because I have a feeling that I'm going to have to mix up my fighting soon, given my new characteristics.
I mean, truth.
You mean like you using a woody maybe to knock over or spear creatures in front of you? behind you?
Possibly something along those lines. I'm not sure. I got to figure out what's going on with dryads. But I think they have like some bonuses for things like daggers, but I'm not 100% sure how that works.
That's a good point. You know, develop the shrubbery combat style.
Actually, yeah, I'm ready for our match right now. Actually,
With the bull strength on.
Yeah, somebody's getting called out.
yeah.
All right.
I'll tell you what. Get your magic user to stop killing the party, and then we can talk about it.
Name the last time that I heard a party member.
When you called a Titan into the room and killed 3 of us, that was the last time.
That was the
Here-
Titan.
Before that.
Here's the thing with that, though. In all fairness, he kills the party or some of the party while saving the rest of them. So it's kind of hard to be too angry.
I mean, it was either that or everybody dies.
Guys, we're all back, okay? We're okay.
Untrue. The only person who's going to die
Says the no.
Ben,
was
you have a
you.
message, by the way.
What?
Sacrificed two of us so that you wouldn't die, and you did anyway.
No,
What are you talking
no,
about?
we were dead.
Oh, it said Ben. Ben has a message coming.
Oh, Ben. Okay.
You might be remembering that
Yeah.
situation differently, but everyone was really entirely fucked.
Yeah, I have to agree. What Lev did was, I mean, in the short term, it kind of sucked for some of us, but in the long term, it won the game and got us all back. It was a good tactic.
Anyway,
It was
LJ will
it was
see
a tough
you.
battle. We
LJ
were
will see
fighting.
Blas start his bitching again and like charge up and go arm wrestle.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
All right.
Is Tim back?
Oh, as a matter of fact, yes.
The wall.
No.
So anyone want to go back to the third level of the dungeon?
So I think if I'm
I
understanding
throw
what
a
Victor is
knife
telling
at
me,
you and just miss your ear by a centimeter.
I'm just gonna rub up on you and give you a splinter.
So Blodgett throws a dagger at me and just misses. Is that it? And then
Then Ben rubs on you and gives you a splinter. Yes.
Yes, that's it.
Just
I'm
like, you know,
kidding.
like I just like pat your back and like just give you one small splinter.
Splinter. Yeah. Okay. So that means y'all are in favor, I take it then.
That means a hot no.
Hmm.
So if I'm understanding what Victor is telling me, I need to go plant this dying tree in a forest somewhere.
Okay.
Otherwise, it is not going to be happy. What I don't know about that though, because we haven't, you know, cured it yet, is if we plant it in a forest, if it's going to corrupt a forest.
Well, we have to find that demon blood.
Yeah.
So where do we
well,
find
probably
it?
will.
I don't think
we
we will
also-
in that dungeon. Huh?
I was going to
How
say
do
we might want to go talk to the druid and see if he knows anything about this forest idea.
That's
Might be a thought.
okay. Right. I'm all for that.
Where are we gonna find demon blood?
Hell,
Other than the
usually,
last dungeon.
In hell.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to find it in the last dungeon anymore. Our
Thank you.
best bet is going to be going to the Underdark, because there are probably more drow that are, you know, in cahoots with demons.
Okay.
what if we just find like an environmentally friendly demon and ask if we can just borrow a little bit of its blood?
And where would we find such a thing?
I mean, there's got to be one somewhere.
It's in this
Might be
mythical
one.
place called Houston.
Might be one in the city state, actually.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can
why don't
get
we
pretty
go
much
find-
anything you want there.
Yeah, let's just go find a good alchemist in a big city, you know. This dungeon shit's gonna get us killed. Again.
If you thought this was bad, try the Underdark. That's going to be much worse.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not suggesting we go try to clear anything. I'm just thinking like long term we might need to look for that, or we can just abandon this tree and let it die. I'm just going to have to find a tree. Maybe it won't be this tree.
Well, let's say we go to the city state. I'm pretty sure we can probably get demon blood there, at least for a price.
Sounds good.
Okay. Are you telling Mommy Gary the Goblin?
What did he say? Ben, what did he say?
What did who say?
Raph.
Oh, he's recounting to his mother the first chapter of the second book of Gary the Goblin, almost word for word.
Okay.
And apparently farting at the same time.
I mean,
Because why not?
right. We take what we can get.
Honestly, with a book like that, it sounds like it'd go really well with it. Kudos, extra points for realism.
Goblins do fart a lot, according to Gary the Goblin.
Okay.
So, what's the nearest city state that we can go to where we might be able to procure such a ingredient?
So,
Or
okay, what are you guys doing?
Looking for demon blood.
Looking for demon blood. Okay.
Without going to the Underdark to die.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the market and just ask around about some demon blood.
See, I wonder if Tim's back. Maybe Tim's back. We could check.
Yes.
Yeah, Garlis actually went over already checked up on him. He is back.
Oh, okay. I'd like to go visit
The
him.
wall, however, is not.
Yeah, well, I'm not visiting the wall.
Okay.
I'll put another brick in it.
Tim is at his shop. It is filled with books and bits and pieces of paperwork. Who all is going over? Anyway, the lot of you will randomly visit him.
Roderick is going.
Lev.
Okay, the usual suspects.
I'm busy.
I'm going to go just for fun. I have nothing better to do.
This is a dryad browsing around.
Yeah, he's seems somehow surprised and unsurprised to see you, Bash.
Keep coming back.
He tells you he was. He looks a little cross at you. He says, "I took your advice about silencing the source of the noise, and it didn't go quite as well as I wanted it to."
Well, execution is everything, Tim.
Methodology. It's a big thing.
Yeah, noted. He says, "Yeah, the Baron has forced me to do paperwork for all the guards that they still can't find."
What?
Lev will just hold his head in his hands and say, I could have just made you a silent scroll. We're friends, Tim. I would have done that for you.
Were there guards lost in the collapse of that wall then?
The wall didn't collapse.
Okay. What happened?
Kind of,
He sent it to the cornfield.
yeah, it kind of left.
It
It's
kind of left to where?
a better place, we can only hope.
The prime material plane.
You mean you sent the wall somewhere you know not where?
Well, I mean, you know, it's happier there, I hope, maybe. I don't know. The guards probably not so much. But anyway, the end result is I got a shit ton of paperwork to do. And what do you guys got going on? What are you up to? Someone said you went to go visit the elves? How did that go?
Yeah.
It went. Yeah, it went.
It was hell. It was pure hell.
Lev will pretty much regale him of the tale of how we just wanted a fucking vacation. What we got instead.
It said we got a vacation that fucked us, but anyway.
So apparently Lev and Frederick regale him.
Yes, it's National Lampoon's Elf Village Vacation.
Bash will just add that we are planning on going to a major city, and the same thing will probably happen again.
He said, well, what city? I mean, a lot of major cities are pretty calm. You know.
Which cities do you not like, Tim?
You're going there. Okay, cool.
Maybe send us to a place that you don't like. That's maybe the least we can do for you.
You don't happen to have any demon blood we can buy off you, do you? We're looking for a bit. Doesn't need to be a whole lot.
It's for a terrarium school project. The teacher said you could help.
Also, we're selling magazines.
And Girl Scout cookies. Troll House cookies, even. But some of them are kind of burned.
So sad when that happens. Unnecessary.
Did you guys get any troll blood?
We
'Cause
do.
that's
We
that's
do
good
have a
stuff.
troll.
We're in quite a bit of it. We do have a troll.
We have some, yeah, we have a troll. Yeah, we could bring a troll in here and
He hasn't been properly drained yet. We could put him out.
yeah, puff, puff, puff. Stop, drop, and
Put the
troll.
bloody troll out. We need some blood from it.
Hang it up. Yep. Get a funnel out.
Yeah, it is regrettably too late to bleed the troll now that it's already been burned to a cinder.
Oh well.
There's probably some bit of the blood on the roof still left or whatever, splattered. How much do you
Not
need?
on us.
Yeah, and some on us.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure LJ's hooves probably have enough troll blood on them from all the trolls in the ground that we can just
Yeah.
scrape some off there.
I did have to trample some.
Like,
It's,
speak of it.
Garrulus, your blade has some troll blood.
definitely not the same. It's definitely not the same.
Oh, you need fresh squeezed troll? Is that it?
Yeah, it's basically, yeah. If you're doing it for magic, you kind of need the pure stuff. You can't get any cut.
Well, here's the good news. We know where we can get more.
Like a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And you won't look like a jerk wearing it.
If we design a flamethrower, would you allow us to build it?
Yeah, we need to buy 30 flasks of oil.
I think I have like 20 of my wagons, so we'll need like 10 more.
You don't have an artificer, so you can't build a flamethrower. And there are no artificers in your group. Defeat artificers, and there will be none in my campaigns.
All we need is a
I don't
barrel.
have anything. Yeah, I don't have anything against them. I just hate them.
Artificers? You mean IT people for Greyhawk?
Basically, yes. They're IT people for Greyhawk, and they're also the dwarves in Ogloff. Is basically what they are.
I have to think about that one for a minute. The dwarves and
the
yeah,
two
yeah, I know
dwarves.
what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
They're more like gnomes, aren't they? The way they're depicted.
I think they called them dwarves.
Okay, I'll look.
Dwarves or gnomes, whatever. They're definitely artificers. And yeah, they the part where they made a
dragon come. Really?
yeah, made a dildo for the dragon that was a part flamethrower. That, I mean, when you can do stuff like that, you get a lot of gold.
Yeah, I saw them
All right.
carry all the gold. Yeah, after they got the dragon off.
Okay,
Mhm.
so aside from dragon dildos, you guys were talking about going to.
Just have Tim tell us where we should fuck off to next.
No, I mean he's down with the idea of going to the city state. Like it's both a place that he hates and a place where he's pretty sure you can find
Okay.
blood.
Demon blood.
What?
Demon blood.
Demon blood. Sorry, yeah, thank you. Demon blood.
Dragon donuts.
You can find dragon blood there too, probably.
That's true. So yeah, so he's basically like, if you guys are headed to the city state, do you know what you're gonna do? I mean,
Yeah, let's heal up our wounds.
well, no. Are you guys gonna do a run for the necrolith? Are you guys gonna do a run for the necrolith?
Oh, while
The
we're there?
idea.
Yeah, sure. But the thing is, are we going to use the necrolith from there and go to the Underdark directly?
You can.
I figured that's the idea.
Well,
What are you talking about?
what
If we
about
do what's good very carefully.
then? What do we? Okay, so are we going to make a decision about taking the dungeon, the the fire giant dungeon. Are we done or not?
I'm ready to be done with it.
I think we're
I'm fine
done.
with being done.
Suzanne? Or she? No, she's gone, isn't she?
Well, if we do actually clear it out, we do get an extra level, and that is.
I'm not at Tim's.
No, this is just a party conversation. You can
It's
be
a
in it.
party.
So, and also just to clarify, the point at which you're done with the dungeon, period, you go up, you get your next level.
So we can say we're done.
waiting.
Yeah,
we
we
can
say
say
we're
done
done.
right now, and we go up a level right now.
Okay, so we don't actually have to clear it then.
We don't have to. We don't have to engage the dragon. We don't have to see another troll there.
Now,
It'll come
knowing
back to haunt
Victor,
us,
this
I'm sure
decision
of
is
this.
going to have consequences of its own. But
Oh,
also,
Yes,
fuck that.
because they will come to
Fuck
town
that
or
dungeon.
something else.
Fuck
Yeah.
that
Well,
dungeon.
That's fine. I would rather take the trolls on like in town rather
Oh,
than
sure,
in their
I
dungeon.
agree.
oh, fuck the
I agree.
trolls. I'm
No.
thinking about the dragon.
No,
Well,
it'll
if
be
the dragon
big
shows
trolls,
up, it's gonna
a
burn
big
down the
line charging walls with the dragon flying in to burn everything on their way in.
Well, if the dragon comes in and burns everything, I say we just leave and we're like, cool, we don't have to pay taxes.
Well,
Like what you
that is
think.
one way of looking at it. What's your
Gosh,
limit
people
again?
call me chaotic
Just
neutral. What the
curious.
hell?
You know what? That's actually perfect leverage.
Exactly. Neutral chaotic, or not neutral chaotic, true neutral.
Mutually assured destruction. Is that kind of what you're reaching for?
Well, no, I'm just saying if the dragon comes in, then one of two things happen. Either the dragon burns down the town, or we never have to pay taxes for as long as we stay in this town again. Like it's works to our favor.
My guess is the dragon's not going to initially burn down the town, but he's going to get sighted like somewhere another town, smaller places outside, like in the wilderness, and then we'll have to engage him out in the open, which may not be in our favor. Just saying. Even less in our favor than engaging a dragon inside the mountain. But I mean, they both suck.
They do both suck.
They have advantages and disadvantages. The disadvantage is we haven't cleared out that dungeon. There's a bunch of trolls there. They're very sneaky. Very sneaky. Very good attack rolls, I noticed. So with getting an extra level, going to town, the demon blood quest, do we have a reasonable chance of success in engaging a dragon on any given terrain?
Yeah, if we're not fighting like 70 trolls.
Yeah.
Okay. Then it sounds like we should go ahead and drop the dungeon and go up a level.
I'm on board with this.
Any naysayers?
I have no idea what you guys have been up to for the last, I don't know how long. I've
You
been.
know, I'm a follower.
Zag, you wouldn't care anyway. I think you just enjoy going up a level.
This dark, I don't get a level. This whole Underdark idea, it does not sound like a pleasurable one.
Oh no, it's going to be really, really bad.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna suck.
it's
It
gonna
will.
suck.
You're right about that, Zag. Yeah,
But it's
it will.
also the next step in the story. Basically, we found out that the Drow are using the giants as puppets to create chaos up here in our realm. And that is the root of what is affecting Kavik Pool and why we were fighting the hill giants way back when in the first place.
Yeah, that's a part of what they found out when they were in the Elven cities, is that the Drow are coming up in different areas of the planet, trying to gain footholds and cause havoc. They had come up in the Elven city as well, and were causing problems, bringing up trolls, golems, rakshasa, and it wasn't until the Elven princess's brother went down into the Underdark to fight them that the city got any relief, until the princess's brother got captured by the drow and turned and came back and tried to take over the village and suck its lifeblood away. So that was the bad part. But the good part is the village is much safer and happier thanks to you guys.
But that does make a good point that if we focus too much on finishing out that third level of that dungeon, those drow are still on the move in other areas.
So yeah, we're good with you guys not we're good with you guys leaving the dungeon. I'll put that to bed, deal with that in its own bit. As far as the necrolith goes, Tim tries to explain a little bit more to you about the concept of it.
Taking notes.
Yeah, the necrolith is a thing that is constantly extant. It is a gem. It is an object, but it is also a process. And people have, friends of mine that I've known have made a run for it. It is an object of great power that you can't keep, but you can definitely use. Its powers are pretty intense. But one of the things that it definitely can do is take you to anywhere in the Underdark that you want to go.
So it's kind of like a credit card and a toll pass, but only works at 7-Elevens that have really shitty food.
100%.
Okay, it's a gem and a process. What else can he tell us about the necrolith?
He's never made the run himself. The way he describes it sounds a bit like the Kessel run. Like you go and you try to get the necrolith, and some people succeed, and some people are still there. So that's kind of the sad part.
Well, some people get trapped by accident, like in a side pocket of the universe or something like that.
They kind of die a little.
Okay. By insanity or just raw, just random shit?
I've never made the run myself, but the people that there are people that I know who've gone there and they are no longer amongst the living.
Okay. Well, let me ask Tim this then, succinctly then.
Sure.
Of the ones who made it and the ones who did not, was there a pattern or some particular characteristic that you noted that seemed to ensure success or tended to turn things towards defeat in their character, their actions, their ability, what?
Being prepared for any type of change.
Okay.
And to an extent, being able to fight the undead, but not completely. Like
So
I've known Paladins who've gone there full of vim and vigor and lawful good bullshit. I mean, good intentions, and did not succeed. So it's not just about fighting undead, as far as I understand.
Fighting undead. Okay, so it sounds like
I've known of Paladins. I don't really know him. Biblically, I guess, yes, but not the rest. Anyway.
So the more adaptable we are, it sounds like the better the chance we have.
Yes.
Like being able to change tactics or ways of looking at a certain situation. That's kind of what I'm getting.
Yeah, I think that's pretty safe bet.
Okay. Anything else you can think of?
No, that's all he has. That's all the information he has.
Okay. How about we give you a hand, pay somebody to help you with the paperwork as a favor for helping us.
Well, that would be very nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
He says, oh, and I found these while I was rummaging around.
Oh.
And he pulls out 4 large black jars.
Mayhap what are in these things, Tim?
He says, that I haven't been able to figure out. But I'm pretty sure cool things happen when you throw them at people.
Are they made of glass or?
They're made of glass. Yeah, they're made of glass.
Glass.
They seem completely sealed. 4 completely sealed jars.
Okay. If you are you charging for it? I mean, it's okay if you need to charge for them. I understand.
He says, well, if you guys are going to help me with my paperwork, I think we can call it good.
Okay. I'll take one and distribute. Rest of the party distribute as you see fit. Maybe Blodgett, for instance, should have one.
Can you extrapolate on what you mean by cool things? I mean, do they melt? Do they explode? Do they get separated into tiny pieces that all crawl away? Like, what's cool?
How about really cool things? I don't know. That kind of sums it up for
He
me.
says, yeah, no, I can't actually.
But you can have one if you want, man. Who's game for
Lev-
something really cool?
I'm going
Lev is not
to
allowed to have.
I'm going to petition LJ to have
What
one.
is the conversation with?
LJ? Okay. So Froderick, LJ, and Blodgett, do you want one? Because you sound like just the sort of person who can handle that.
Blodgett's not at Tim's.
Oh, that's right. I'll ask
Well,
you
we
later.
can take one and give it to Blodgett.
Yeah, my opinion, Blodgett is one of the best grounded. I think you're the only one who hasn't died yet, right?
That is correct.
That
Okay.
is correct.
Blodgett is somebody that we can trust with stuff like this because she just doesn't die. He doesn't die.
That's a good
Matter
one.
of fact, Blodgett may do well with 2 because if
Okay.
it's used as like an area of effect thing, whatever it is, if Blodgett throws it at the ground at the feet of someone instead of like hitting them with it, that doesn't count as an attack and it won't interrupt any invisibility.
Well, Blodgett is certainly a very adept at getting yourself into position without other people noticing. That is a high tactical advantage. My opinion. But in the meantime, I'd say one for Froderick, one for LJ, and 2 for Blodgett. But if somebody wants mine and they got a good case, they can have mine. I don't have an ego about it. So Garrulus, if you feel like something like that, just let me know. If anybody gets the feeling they're gonna need it, just say something.
Okay, what is this again? I missed it. I was working on something else real
Here,
quick.
it's a large black jar. We got 4 of them, John or Garrulus.
Okay.
Garrulus.
Yeah.
And when it sounds like basically sort of a magic grenade is what I'm getting from Tim.
Somewhere.
Okay, yeah.
If you
Go
go
ahead
in
and
and
take one.
okay.
He's kind of
It's a
second
model-
line, so being a slinger is good. He also has a very high dexterity.
I tell you what, in that case, why don't we, instead of me having one, I will give it to you, Master Garrulus.
Okay.
I've got other things that I do that I'm typically
So I get
doing.
one black jar.
Yeah, if you like. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Blodgett's getting 2, LJ's getting 1.
Okay. I'll
Because
take
he's-
one then, and God knows you've got your arrows.
Yeah, I got other things, so it's cool. You guys know where my niche lies and stuff, or my niches and stuff like that. I can do a few other things besides shoot arrows, but as long as we succeed and we stay alive, we support each other. That's the big thing to me.
I take one and throw it at Lev.
Fuck you. Say you're kidding right now.
So I just put on my list 4 black jars.
Well, there's 4. There's two go to you. 1 goes to Garrulus and 1 goes to LJ. Because LJ tends to be at the front. The 4.
Are you gonna tell Blodgett what they're for?
Yeah, I'll tell. Yeah, Frederick will explain as best he can and just say,
Okay.
this is a magic grenade. Use it. I would use it sparingly. Wait till we've got like a bunch of enemies, or there's like a bunch of them spread out, and it's too many for us to take on. Give it a shot instead of a sneak attack. Well, it is a sneak attack, but it's a sneak attack of a different kind.
Okay, I did it on my list.
Okay. Yeah, I'm also running out of room character sheet anyway, so.
Always point front towards enemy.
Thou must count us to 5, but not, what is it? Not stop at
Count to
4.
3.
Yeah, not stop at 3 unless thou then count us to 4 and then 5. And
I'll be
then
right back. I gotta go bio break.
Okay. And then hurl the holy hand grenade at thine enemies, and in his mercy blow them to bits.
Victor, I'm sorry, I just saw a chat. Give me just a second. Uh, 17.
Here's my edit references. I wonder if I can. Actually, I'd kind of like to take the fuckers part off my name for right now. It was funny a few weeks ago, not today. I'm not quite feeling that. Participant. How do you change your name on the fly? Or can you?
Some days Frederick doesn't feel the fucker.
Yeah, I just don't feel the fuckers thing. Oh,
Actually,
well.
I take that back 20.
Oh, okay, 20 is pretty good.
Meeting info. Hide menu bar. Nope, it's not that. Nope. Participants here. Panel options. Notes. Ooh, notes. Oh, there's a notes thing here where you can enter in your notes. Huh. Okay. Share. Stop video. Reactions. More options. Hmm. Wow. It's been over a year. This freaking COVID shit's finally starting to retreat. Strong encryption for this meeting. That's cool.
Always the best encryption for my meetings. That way no one can break in and roll dice when we least expect it.
Yeah, that would be sucked having a NPC drive-by, right?
Yep.
Change control background. You mean I can? Oh, you have to download. These backgrounds are kind of weird.
Very weird.
Yeah, but here I'm going to try that just because I think it's okay. Oh, wait a minute, more options.
I'm back.
Hello. Camera settings. Change virtual background.
Zag and Suze have chats for you both.
Oh.
Okay. I'm in the ethereal plane. Look at me.
Oh shit, you are.
Yeah. Fucking around. Video capture audio. Yep.
I need to get video for this computer. It's a gaming computer. It has no video, no DVD ROM or anything. It's like you have to pull your shit off the net. You can't do FaceTime or anything.
John, would you like a webcam?
I may have one, but if you got an extra, that'd do for the time being.
I'll get you one off Amazon, no problem. Get you the same
Okay.
one. If you think mine looks okay, then
Oh,
Yeah,
yours is doing great.
Okay, I'll get you the same one.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, I'd kind of like to see I'd like to see your facial reactions. Tell me it'd be more than worth the investment in entertainment.
See me beating my head against the desk.
Rolling dice and watching the look of dismay on your face. And it's like,
We're
Pretty
still in
much.
with Tim, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If nobody's talking to Tim right now, I just want to ask him what he knows about dryads. Or not dryads, tree people.
Yeah, tree people, dryads, it's your folks.
He's afraid to say more because he's afraid he's going to get, burned down on Twitter.
And he's like, listen, wait, do you mean treants?
No, Tim. I mean like me, Tim. I mean like freaking me.
Okay. I just want to make sure because there's tree people and then there are people trees.
4 foot nothing made of wood.
Right. He says, well, I do have a few experiments that have been really, really needing someone of your unique abilities and situation.
He wants a sap donation.
I mean, unless they pay $4,000, for 2 weeks worth of incarceration, I don't know if I'm up for that or not.
That's pretty cheap. I remember I did a survey at a pharmaceutical testing floor that had nothing but people in it that were like in there for a month. They got getting paid they were getting paid like $5 or $6 grand to stay there and all that. And that was interesting. Yeah, that was for Covance Pharmaceuticals. I was troubleshooting a EKG Holter system. And the answer actually came from a nurse I happened to talk to. She said, they need to quit moving around. I made $4,000 from that.
That's why you always talk to the NPCs.
Exactly.
And you're nice to them. Yeah.
Gather information checks are important.
Yeah, what I did, I made my money also by reading the fucking manual. They failed to do that. God, I miss those days. People
can always remember the bar is a good place to actually, in real life, pick up information. It really is.
True. This background thing, it's kind of cool, but it's also making me nauseous at the same time.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It's got wiggly black stuff. It's like you're trying to go elephant ears.
Turn myself into a Smurf or something like that.
So,
it's Gargamel.
So Tim basically tells you that as far as the dryads go, the tree people, there is the only ones that he's known personally are the ones in the far northern reach. But he also can tell you that there are no enclaves of dryads in this area. He's like, I think the woods would be better quality if there were. Compared to the woods across the sea, ours are pretty shitty. But there's if you're looking to try and get some treant sap, it's a long way to go and get some around here. There's like nothing decent.
Okay, what experiments do you need help with, Tim? What do you need?
He'll talk to you later.
Fair enough.
You need to go to, I think I've heard of Fangorn Forest. Might be a good place to go.
He says, as far as your trip goes to the northern lands, like a boat should be fine. You could do you don't have a druid with you, but
we can go to the druid and ask for some more of that motion sickness stuff because we use
that's probably the best thing. Like if you don't have a druid with you, then getting some druidic support would be the best. But yeah.
Okay.
I see what you're doing. You're telling him what I said.
So Vic,
no, not specifically, no.
No.
So Victor, should we level up and then ask unreasonable questions of you about our character? choices and shit, per usual?
Yes. Actually, that's perfectly fine. In the meantime, do you guys want to basically, as far as the process of going to the city state, since it's just the group of you and
What do you mean, just the group of us? You mean who's not going?
sorry, in my head, I was basically saying normally the people who go there would go in giant caravans, because it's quite the journey. It's it's quite the journey to go up to the city state. Since it's just this 7 of you player characters, you can go by boat, which is a little faster, or you could go over land since it's just up the coast. Basically, you're going up the coast about 2 weeks travel.
2 weeks by land or 2 weeks by sea or both?
It'd be actually about 2 weeks by sea, maybe about 3 or 4 by land. But it happens pretty close to the coast, except for the one area in the middle. But yeah, overall, it's pretty straight shot. It's not too bad.
Area in the middle? Do we know something about
There's a little giant sinkhole in the middle, about 2 weeks north of the Habak Pool. But that's not much of a big thing.
well, you mentioned it, so sinkhole. So
you can go around it. You can go around it.
We just want to go buy some demon blood. We don't want to have to save the entire elven forest again.
I promise you will not have to save the entire city state of the Invincible Overlord if you go to visit it.
They do have their own armies, as well as mages and stuff.
well, we
I
make
really would
ready. I'm
suggest-
interested. Oh, sorry.
I really would suggest going by ocean because some of the landborne routes are not that. There's some rather nasty little kingdoms around there.
Is the city state Altanus? Is that the name of it?
No, Altanus is just below the city state. It's on the route between here and there.
Actually,
Yeah.
John,
How do you know that so well?
are you
I'm
kidding?
from the city state.
Oh.
So I'm fucking.
Yeah, his character actually is from the city state.
I didn't know that.
Okay. I'd like to learn a few hand-to-hand techniques at your temple place, if you allow it, Master Blas.
How long are we going to take to?
Just show me a few things. Face palm, head bash, street fighting, or whatever you got.
You can attend the training along with the other acolytes. We welcome all to the fold.
Okay. What donations are required?
We don't demand donations.
Okay, I'll give you something anyway.
But he will tell you that once you can snatch the pebbles from his hand, you may then go.
That's right. That's right. Until then,
That's how you know the training is over. All right, so it'll take you about well, actually, I guess it depends on how you want to travel. Do you guys want to travel via land or sea?
Well, we likely need to buy a bunch of equipment if we're going by land, including horses and carriages and wagons and food and et cetera, et cetera.
And you'll need to buy a boat if you go by sea. So those are your options.
We can't just hire a
Charter, yeah, you'll charter a boat.
charter boat.
You don't
Maybe
need
a charter
land
with the
full of
same crew.
magic.
Is the same crew happen to be the one that took us to the Elven lands? Happen to be going that way? I'm just saying, because we already have a rapport with them, a good one.
They're not currently in land. Do you have a gather information that you want to give a shot to try
Somebody
and
who has gather information would do that for
give it a shot? Roll them, gather them.
I think it's Garrulus or Zag might even have it for all I know. Wouldn't surprise me. He looks like a carouser.
Those are my past days. What skill are you looking for, Victor?
gather information. Frederick Garlos kind of nailed the shit out of it, though.
Well, it's
Okay.
going to be a 27. Yeah, 27.
Yeah, okay.
Off a
I'd
nat
say that's a
20.
nailing. That's a nailing.
So yeah, Garlos finds out the information that you were about to find out in a couple of days, which is that their ship will be arriving in 2 days.
I would
Not a
say
lot
let's
of people,
take.
yeah, not a lot of people knew about it, but one of the handsmen at the dock used to sail with them and knows what route they're taking. So he's like, yeah, they'll be back in a couple of days. Actually, we're preparing some freight for them when they return.
Yeah, I'd say we go with the people that already know us. We already have an established relationship with them. And I'll go see the
Yeah, no.
What?
That's very
No,
smart.
go ahead. Sorry.
And I would say, well, thank you, Zag. That's unusually kind of you. Are you okay?
He's been drinking.
I
He's much
can tell.
different now that he's come back from the dead.
Jesus, yeah, he's really mellowed.
Right?
Pardon me, I get a little grumpy when I have to dig myself out from my own grave.
No, Bash was just going to point out to the group that this is the part where he would normally go back to the tavern and just drink until something happens. But now that he's a fucking tree, like that doesn't work.
You can still plant yourself on a stump.
I'm just going to go stand in the sunlight near the tavern.
How would I
And
water you
dogs
with
pee on me.
honeyweed? I will pour alcohol on your branches and get you plenty snookered. You will be my drunk tree buddy.
Hey, what do you say we get a bunch of nice young ladies and turn them into a maypole?
Bunch of ladies and what into a maple?
Turn him into a maypole.
Oh, maypole. Oh, okay. I get you. Okay. Yeah, that ancient pagan. Yeah. The origins of that are pretty interesting. Yes.
All right.
It was kind of a fertility thing, wasn't it, John? I seem to recall.
I'll talk to
Oh, totally.
I'll talk to Bash like he understands. I am Groot. I am Groot.
He
Oh, we
is
got an
Groot.
earful of that last week.
Okay, Guardians of the Galaxy.
All right. So you guys are 2 days pass, and the other ship comes in. You are able to charter. Well, hold on. Let me double check actually, because they had some freight that they were heading up.
All right.
We're willing to make. Well, we can hang on for a stopover, and then if they'll take us over to the Overlord City, cut them a deal. It's kind of like, basically an airliner that has to make a stop off, one stop before your
Right.
actual destination. But I don't have a map, so I don't know how out of the way it is for them.
The captain's pretty okay with taking you on. He's like, yeah, it would be. He's like, here's how we can work it. I mean, I can take you on, and then we do our drop, and then we can drop you off at bring you to the city state, or you can pay extra and you go straight to the city state, and then we'll do our drop on our way back to back south.
Where's your drop?
It is about 3 days south of here. We have to head down to basically it's a sizable village that they're trying to get going. It's a dwarven village that is oddly enough by the sea, and they pick up from us once a month. So we have a pickup with these guys that and a drop off that we have to take care of, and basically a bunch of metal and ores and stuff that they can't get.
Might be an interesting source for weapons and armor.
Vic, would I happen to know, being my Froderick, would he know of this village?
Oh yeah, it is you haven't. Well, let me double check because this is new for a reason. No, you do not actually know of it. You haven't heard of this village before yet. Give me a. You would need to do some diving on your own if you want to find out more about it. You've not heard it. This is news to you.
I think I'd like to go see it.
Okay.
Do
See
dwarves
some
normally
dwarf-
build their homes by the sea? Is there a mountain nearby?
Yeah, it's at the edge of a mountain range.
Well, I'm a formerly dwarven ranger. It's still a dwarven at heart,
Mhm.
and I grew up in a wooded area by the mountains. So
Yeah.
I would be interested in knowing my oceanic cousins.
You're
Okay.
you're a kobold with a beard that can't be shaved. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, Frederick will have to wear a very clever disguise.
Well, when you put it that way, it sounds bad.
An apocalypse cloak will do. Why didn't you mention that in our inventory?
And a wheelbarrow.
And the wheelbarrow.
Yes, a wheelbarrow. That's right. And a long beard.
All right, so you guys are gonna head south a few days. Do you want to do anything else before you leave town?
I texted you, Victor. I don't know.
Oh, I got that. Sorry. Thank you, Zach. I got to reply back to you on that one. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Hold on, Vic. I just saw something that you need a response to. Excuse me. Victor, the answer to your question is, I think it's either 24. I think it's 24.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hmm.
Oh yeah. Do.
Oh, yes, that is all. Um,
Okay.
okay, so no going around looking for potion scrolls or any other strangeness. We're just gonna straight up head on the boat and go down to Dwarf Town.
Well, that was the point of seeing Tim and then the druid.
Ah, yes.
If there's any other places, like catnip or whatever that Colvin merchant cat. You know, I mean, I'd totally buy anything off that cat.
The Khajiit.
A Khajiit, yeah, Khajiit.
Lev will take time to prepare more teleport scrolls to replace the ones that were used.
Good idea. Yes.
Frederick, give me a search check.
Lev, can you get one of those scrolls to Garlos?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. That could be helpful.
Yeah, good idea.
The idea is everyone in the party has a free out, and we use as few as possible.
Yep.
Okay. Frederick, you find that there is a group of people calling themselves the Mages Guild, and they're selling scrolls to all comers. They're super low level, but basically you've got a couple of yahoos with scribe scroll feat, and first through third level wizard and bard spells, and they're super happy to sell scrolls to people.
Okay, I'm looking
Lev
for
would
any.
like to go with you on that journey.
I need some area effect and particularly like a dragon's breath or fireball or something like that. I don't know what level fireball is.
Fireball is third. Dragon's Breath is also third.
Okay, and also chain lightning, if that's
Chain Lightning, I think, is fifth.
okay. An electrical spell of some kind would be good.
Lightning Bolt.
Lightning bolt.
That's
Okay,
third.
lightning bolt. I'll take that.
Okay, I apologize, Joel. I was typing, and
Sure.
Brandon is not the wizards who you are buying the scrolls from. So please run that by me one more
I
time,
am
please.
merely informing him of the level of the different spells.
Okay. Run that by me again. You were asking questions about what type of scrolls and stuff you would like to purchase.
Pretty much offensive spells, particularly area effect, but like fireball, but dragon's breath, lightning bolt, also maybe a cold spell of some kind. Because there are times that my bow and arrow is just not going to cut it because of limited target selectivity.
Okay. They do have a lightning bolt. They don't have fireball.
Okay, that's fine.
They do not have dragon's breath, but they do have
Some sort of a cold spell,
yeah, that's what I was looking at.
like cone of cold or
Yeah.
ice storm.
They have Ray of Frost on friend, which is how you find out that it's actually Edward. None of you were in that game. Oh my god, that was such a great game. At one point, in a campaign where my son Edward and Winter and Mark and Rose and Mike Civis and some others were playing, at one point during the game, for a reason I cannot quite exactly remember, Edward decided that Morris the cleric was doing something evil or against the party in some way, shape, or form, and so cast Ray of Frost at him, doing minimal damage, but really, really, really annoying the Dark Cleric.
So he was doing something evil.
Well, no, he was actually trying to keep the party together because he was lawful evil and the party was completely fucking chaotic. And it was insane.
Oh, that was
It's actually
Same thing.
yeah, it was actually a rant that he made at the end of the game where he had this whole thing going on that he was going to do, and suddenly, like, these people who were like watching the battle started to leave, and when they started to leave, the Rangers shot them. And so instead of leaving, they cast domination on the Ranger and had the Ranger attack the rest of the party. It was a great adventure. And they were
Magic.
called the Axe. Yeah, they were the Axe of Chaos. AXE, Axe of Chaos. Frederick done, he's done. Okay, hold. Typing something to the party, and then I'll deal with your spells real quick, Frederick.
Okay, yeah, you can send him. I've got plenty of potions, by the way, but like it's in dollars.
I don't even know anymore.
You should have put it in pounds or something. British pounds, sterling, or yen. Make us do the conversions. It's an Italian lira. US dollars. Since we went off the gold standard.
That's actually Canadian dollars. So it's
Yeah.
you have to subtract 10%.
Might give a few to Niall if he's coming with us.
He doesn't have any cash to buy potions with.
I'll buy him a few. How about that? So he can maybe take care of himself, help take care of himself in case we can't get to him in time. Just a thought. Give him some recourse.
I picked up the Cure Serious and have several others that I picked up previously as well.
Yeah, so when he gets hit and goes immediately to 0, it can be laying there in his dead hand.
Well, unconscious hand, but yeah.
You can have it when you can pry it out of my cold, dead hands.
Okay. Yeah, six lightning bolt. Okay, so that's what they got as far as offensive spells, right? Let me think. Opinion, Brandon, metagaming. What would you recommend for Frodrick? To if it's not an offensive spell, and it's not this, what would you recommend I would look for or would augment?
Wind Wall, I think, would be a good spell for Frodrick. If I'm not mistaken, if the wind is blowing in the direction of your enemy, you can still fire arrows through it. Dispel Magic is always a good one to go with.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea to have an extra dispel magic.
Yeah, that one they can do.
Okay, dispel magic. Okay, wind wall. Do they have wind wall?
No, they do not.
Okay, that's all right. How about
here?
anything dimensional? Like the dimension door might be a little bit high.
Victor, do they have a gate scroll?
They say yes, they do.
Gate. Okay. I'll take a gate scroll.
But what they mean by it is hold portal.
Hold portal.
Ah,
Oh, that's not as good.
Well, it makes a gate.
Okay.
It makes
Victor,
a
you
gate.
know that's not what I meant.
Oh. Well, he's sorry. He can only cast up to 3rd level fucking spells. So yeah, he wasn't aware of what you meant.
That's still hold portal. Let me look at it real quick. It's probably cool. Might be useful. Maybe find a use for it. Board. How about trimmer? Actually, could I get that?
Sorry, right out of that, Governor.
Okay, that's all right.
Although one of the ladies in the back alley could get you a leg trim, though.
See here.
Let me see. Almost got me see here. Hold on.
Frost weapon is a good spell to have, as is mage armor.
Oh, mage armor. Yeah, actually, I would like that. That would be
Any
cool.
of the lesser orbs, they come in all different elemental forms.
Okay.
It's not a lesser orb. It's a really good orb, damn it.
Okay. If they got hold portal, that'll be good. And also, what'd you say before the orb?
Mage armor.
Mage armor. Yeah, mage armor. If they got that.
They don't have mage armor. They're
Okay.
not combat. Like, they're not dungeon wizards.
Do they have trimmer?
No, they don't have tremor. They don't have mage armor. They do have lightning bolt. He just bought their only lightning bolt.
Oh, I know one. How about a levitate spell or fly spell?
They have a fly spell.
Fly? I will take.
Well, it's summon swarm. It summons flies. Oh, shit, they don't actually have a fly spell. Oh no, they do have a fly spell. He actually does have an actual fly to fly spell. So he has both the summon swarm and a fly spell, but those are the only you've hit the end of his scroll group. They're very
Six level lightning bolt,
They're-
dispel magic, hold portal, summon swarm, fly spell. Yep, I'll take them.
all right.
Do they have cause serious anxiety?
That's basically their lives.
That's Victor's role, I think.
Does he have infertility, Ray?
No, Ray. He does not have infertility.
Wand of erection. The orb of Cialis. Nope, that's good.
Lev will cast.
Send the bill to Lev and
If spell
Make it-
duration exceeds 4 hours, please call a doctor.
Lev will cast a light cantrip, but make it red, and he'll say infertility beam, and he'll point it at Frodrick.
that's fine. I don't need any little wolflings running around. But I have not had sex in this game in a year, to my knowledge, with anything.
Well, now you can't.
Okay.
To his knowledge, he has.
Oh, okay. So that's what that so-called dream was about. You know, the spider with the paralyzing poison.
That's basically what that was.
You weren't supposed to wake up from that. I'll be going now.
Oh dear.
17,000 Swedish kronar or
Yeah.
gold pieces. Either one is fine.
17,000. Yeah. Yeah, just bill it to the tavern. They'll pay you and give you a tip if you deliver.
Roger that.
Yeah, we'll just use DoorDash or Mage
You're
Dash.
Later, he
you're
took you
paying the
seriously.
tavern
Went to the
bill when
tavern
we
and was
leave.
like, "Hey, I have a 17,000 gold piece bill from Frodrick the Twice Dead." He
Yeah.
said you guys would pay it.
You're paying the tavern bill. I'm not fronting it this time if you're doing that.
So I don't really trust the Church of Cuthbert. I would suggest someone play test one of these potions or scrolls before you go off on an adventure.
We're buying the
that's the-
scrolls from the Wizards Guild that Lev has been helping to nurture.
Oh yes, you're right.
Um,
And Love, that's right. The guys are like super happy to see you. They say they got the idea for doing these scrolls because a friend of yours came after you helped us get started. He came by and was like, "Hey, I want to buy a whole bunch of scrolls of like cold resistance and heat resistance," and we were like, "Fuck yeah, this is a great idea. This is like what we should totally be doing." We can't believe we didn't think of this at first. And so
Me
he said,
neither.
yeah.
Oh, and okay.
Lev will
Who is the friend?
you got a cup?
It's Tim.
You got a cup? I need a cup.
What, to pee in?
No, I need a cup.
Yeah, they give you a cup.
Lev will well, he doesn't have create water prepared, but LJ does. So
They
Lev
got
will
the
pester
weather.
LJ into creating water and
Well, the
putting it in a cup.
ring of water control will do that.
Oh, that's true, but Lev isn't really thinking of that. And then Lev will use prestidigitation to make it, for all intents and purposes, be the strongest alcohol he's had in a while.
Okay.
And he'll just start drinking and be like, "Who was this friend?"
It's a guy named Ambi. He said he was a friend of yours.
Oh,
Yeah, that dwarf.
well,
Dude, he's super cool. Paid in gems. I mean, he was pretty tight.
I'm
Yeah,
very
he
sorry to say
was.
that we've had a little bit of a falling out.
Oh man, I'm so
I'm
sorry.
afraid
to
you
hear,
won't.
dude.
I'm afraid you won't be seeing him again
Yeah, we unfriended him
Okay.
on Monster Book.
on Dungeon Book.
Yeah, came from Snur. All you see is like double like middle fingers to Froderick and all that. I had a wife too. You killed her, you bastard. That's a group effort.
My brother used to like potions too until you killed him.
Okay, Captain Avatar. I know exactly where that's from.
Oh my god. Okay.
If you suck my dick. You know, my brother used to suck my dick until you killed him, Captain Avatar.
I really am looking forward to the word salad that gets created from this dungeon.
Oh dear God.
Yeah, my friend Matt Zoller used to do that routine all the time about how Derek Wildstar was constantly blaming Captain Avatar about his brother's death. You know, yeah, Derek, why don't you go and, just go to the bathroom and just relieve yourself? You know, my brother used to relieve himself. You know, he's just always turned it into his, like, blame for his brother and shit.
I need to start doing that. Oh my god, I need to totally start
So,
doing that.
Victor, would
Yeah.
it ruin your word salad if I just started saying child porn over and over again?
I would blame it entirely upon you, but sure.
Yeah.
I'll just keep saying
Wow.
Titan, 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 Titan,
See, he's
Titan, Titan,
actually doing it.
Titan, Titan,
He's
Titan,
doing
Titan,
it.
That escalated quickly.
Titan, Titan.
Exploding frostworm, exploding frostworm,
Oh
exploding
my
frostworm.
Child porn, child porn.
The things that happen when you don't have a dungeon to get killed in.
Right.
Okay, looks like child
The
porn.
ship
Ready
is
to leave
ready.
motion gun.
God damn it, the ship is ready now. Get on it.
Okay, let's get on the ship.
Out of control magic user, out of control magic user, out of control magic user, out of control magic user.
Recalculating cleric monk. Recalculating cleric monk.
I'll have you know the magic user controlled himself very well just now. He didn't say, "Hey, every spell you just said I can just make for you for free," and he let his little buddies flex their creative stuff.
Right?
Admirable.
Mhm.
Impressive.
And then he found out that his little buddies helped the fire giants try to kill you all. So
You know what? No hard feelings. Water under the
Right.
bridge.
not much blood, no foul. I mean, actually, a lot of blood.
No accounting for taste, but that's all right.
You might want to inform them not to do any more business with that dwarven.
Well, they won't be because we killed him.
He's very
Right,
much
he's a
dead,
little-
like
Yeah,
very,
he's
very
really
dead.
Yeah, he died a lot.
Yeah, I stuffed under a door now.
He
I
died
think he
hard.
was actually, yeah.
Yeah, that was his reward. Basically, he's weather stripping.
Yep.
I wonder
I
if
just realized you're correct. He actually is what is stripping. He was stuffed under the door by the dragon. That's the worst.
My goodness.
we're about to
Yeah, the
march.
dragon. It was the dragon who figured out that you guys were coming in that direction and was like, "Oh, screw this.
Hmm.
No one of these bitches coming in the dungeon again." And she did, because changing the atmospheric pressure of the entire dungeon lets people know that things are happening.
So that's what was happening when the Ravens got hit.
Oh yeah, you guys are, well, I mean, I don't know. Lucky's a relative term, but she was literally going to do a breath of fire on you specifically, Frederick, because you killed more than one of her ravens.
Yeah, that third one I was going to have a little talk with first.
Yeah. They were, none of them were happy with you actually after that.
Yep, I pretty much guessed that. That's Firefin for you, isn't it?
That is Firefin for you. All right, so you guys get on the boat. It is 3 days ride to the village of Gilbreth.
Gilbreth, okay.
Yeah, it is a dwarven village by the sea. It's not so village by the sea, dwarven village by the sea. It's not exactly a dwarven village by the sea. There is the dwarven village of Gilbreth, nestled at the foot of the mountain, basically the mountain range that the spaceship landed into.
What? Say it again. The Barrier Peaks?
The first adventure when you guys fought the guys inside this Barrier Peaks. Yes, Barrier Peaks.
I was not there for most of that.
Right.
But
No,
yeah.
I know that. I know that.
Wait, so this dwarven village pops up close to the mountain range where we found the spaceship?
That's by the Barrier Peaks?
Yes, and yes.
Okay.
It was like deep inside, and they weren't doing anything. They didn't want to talk to anybody. But several of their fellows have been freed, and a lot of more powerful dwarves are running around now after a group of adventurers took out the hill giants. So they're now opening up, and the village, dwarven village that was basically inside the bottom of the mountain, now has a little trail and an outpost that leads all the way up to the sea, and that's where they're meeting the.
Okay, so it's not a village, it's more of a trading post.
Yes, basically there's a dwarven trading post at the edge of the sea. 3 days. If you were on foot, it'd be actually a week's on foot because it's just a tricky route to get there, and you have to go around that side of it. Anyway, it's a pain in the ass. But the by sea, it's a lot quicker. So the end result is there's a dwarven village by the sea. I like that. Dwarven village by the sea.
If it isn't the consequences of our own actions.
Mm-hmm. It definitely
Yeah.
is.
Well, Frederick would like to, after they get done with their necessary logistics for exchanging goods, would like to introduce himself to the dwarven supervisor or whoever is in charge there.
No, he does not contain himself. He slaps you across the face for daring to impersonate one of the greatest dwarves of our time.
Frederick looks at him straight on and says, "Explain, clarify, please."
You are obviously talking normal, like talking with other people, Knoll, but you're a Knoll. Frederick was a dwarf, one of the best dwarves that we had. And
Carlos, say you were hearing this?
yeah, you guys were all
Carlos will laugh and says, "That's what reincarnation does to you."
Yeah, LJ will come up and put a hand on his shoulder and say, I was there. Roderick, twice dead, stands before you.
He's thoroughly surprised.
Frederick says, "I quite understand your anger and
And your shock.
and your shock.
Oh,
I'm-
call it battery.
I'll tell you anything you want to know."
He says, with a centaur and these people surrounding you, it's hard to believe you are anything but who they say you are.
I speak to him in Dwarven, perfectly fluent Dwarven, and I tell him some details of Frederick's life in the village when he grew up, learning to be a ranger, and about his friend Leaf, the elven ranger that he used to.
In Dwarvish, she asks about the prisoners of the blacksmith and what happened to them. The fire giant blacksmith who had a bunch of dwarves as his prisoners that you freed, and they came back with you for a minute.
I answer her in detail exactly what I encountered in the dungeon with them.
Okay.
In detail. And ask if they returned okay.
Yeah, they did. As a matter of fact, yes, they did. They've all returned, and they're doing fine. They're the ones who convinced us to go ahead and open up to the outside world and talk to humans and seafarers and whatnot. So for that, we owe you. I owe you my deepest apologies. He gets down on his knees and you know.
Frederick stops and says, "Do not kneel before me, brother.
Okay. Well,
there is no need for that. There is no need for apologies. Nothing.
He
There's nothing to
apologizes. He apologizes for apologizing to you.
Okay, that I can understand. Stand tall, dwarf.
And then invites the party to have just a little drink.
Stand tall, dwarf.
I know. Ironic, right?
He invites the party to a little drink after they finish loading everything, unloading and loading everything.
Yeah,
Broderick
Charlie,
helps with the
don't
unloading.
apologize. Just kick him right here. It makes his leg shake.
Yeah, just give me a reach around, right? Frederick helps out, buys a round of drinks, or several rounds of drinks, or whatever it takes to get them a little more relaxed and all that. Just listens, asks questions about the village and how it's doing, and also about any challenges they're having that we should be aware of.
Okay. Well, the entire party is basically invited, and it is not a little round of drinks. It's more like a boar or two, and several kegs are opened and emptied in the process of celebrating your arrival and the work you've done in the past, and the group of heroes who slew the hill giants and the fire giants and the frost giants.
Yes, well, it was a group effort, definitely. I could not have done it alone. But so, what have you noticed anything, any other patterns, any other issues that trouble you in any way?
No, so far so good. They have been okay. They've been dealing more with the human folk. Overall, it's been nice. No problems. They have not had any major issues so far.
I rejoice in your fruitfulness then.
Mean to say we're
Might want to give him a
just
quick
having a
sit
good
rep
time
on
with
what's
these guys.
left, like the trolls and the dragon, because that shit could come up.
You know, that is a fair point. Let me quickly consult with y'all privately for a moment and just ask y'all if you think that's prudent. I think it is. But
Yeah.
if you have no objections, I say we give them a little bit of a fair warning as to what that might come out of that mountain.
I would
It,
I would
it
leave
really
out
took us that.
some of the details about um how deeply we know the Drow are connected to demons and shit.
Oh,
But
they
still
don't need to
warn
know
them
that.
that
Just the direct threats. Yeah.
yeah,
How about the dragon and the trolls and things like that? Just tell them to
definitely
keep
the dragon and the trolls, and
that
Yeah.
we should tell them that we should at least tell them we know that the giants have been being directed by
other forces.
other, we could say other forces or more powerful forces or even the Drow.
We'll
Okay.
just say
Maybe
the
that.
axis of evil.
We bravely ran away. We bravely ran away.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to tell them that it was basically just taking us too long to clean the entire thing out, and
We
there were
almost
other
died
places.
repeatedly.
Well, we'll leave that out, but
No, we did die repeatedly.
shut up.
Don't tell them.
We-
Don't
Because
tell them
of
it was
fight-
taking us too long. It's like,
I-
oh, we would like solve this problem for you, but it became boring, so we're going to leave you at its,
It was actually too tough for us heroes, so we're going to leave it to you, first through third level people, and let you fuck with it for a while, see how you like it. No, I don't want to say that to them. Just tell them to be on. I think most of them are cleared out. I mean, we cleared most of it out, but evil, vacuum. Nature abhors a vacuum, right? So be on the lookout in that direction, and if you see anything, please send a message by boat back to Karabakh.
No, they're completely unworried. They're like, we're deep inside the mountain. We're good. It's like weeks away from here. We're
I
screw that
think
bullshit.
I think you should use it as a training ground. I think you should send all of your like trainee warriors
that you don't like.
to it's a perfect place. It's just chock full of targets.
And I mean, if any of them somehow win, that's a whole new mountain for you.
Well, I'll put it this way: you'll definitely gain some experience points in that place. So if any of you are wanting to go from first to second or third level, yeah. But I would still keep my distance a little bit. Just saying.
Carlos is looking askance and saying, were you saying like first, to second, or third bowel?
Bowel, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so the duodenum and the ascending colon and the descending colon and the transverse colon.
So where are the warriors now? I'd say lower intestine.
All right, so you guys have a raucous night. Those
Big
of you
pals, I
who
love you. I love you too, man. Yeah.
those of you who have a constitution of less than 18 are going to get pretty trashed.
Yeah, that's
Lev
Dwarven ale is nothing to laugh at, and these dwarves are here to see you get drunk.
Lev probably dies.
of alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
I use my great my great monk abilities to still my mind against any drunkenness.
There you go. It's probably the only thing that keeps you from falling the fuck down.
There you go.
Carlos goes off to the bathroom.
Good call. All right. You guys finish, and the next morning, the dwarves are super happy to see you off. They ask if there's anything you need to go and fight all the powerful monsters you're headed off to take care of.
13 of the bravest warriors.
They say no. They ran off with a hobbit last week.
Well, no, I was actually referring to. I was going to ask if one of them could be Antonio Banderas. 13th Warrior.
No, yeah, I gotcha. That was a great damn movie.
I remember that film. Yeah, that was like 20 years ago. Jesus Christ.
It was really good.
We need to get one's named Inigo Montoya.
My name is Antigua Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Yeah. I was telling Victor, Mandy Patkin actually did become an expert swordsman after that movie. And that he and was it Carrie Elway's was trained by that was choreographed by the same guy who choreographed Errol Flynn back in the 30s and 40s.
Wow.
Magnificent work. Yeah. Because that movie was in the 80s, so that was like 30 or 40 years in its rearview mirror.
All right, you guys made noise about wanting to get armor and weapons from the dwarves, and you're here with the dwarves. Did you want to ask them for any armor and weapons, or are we just going to move on?
What do they got for their?
Do they have any armor or weapons that fit dryads? That fit tree people? I'm just kidding. I don't really need a dwarf.
Okay, good.
Well,
Right.
if you're barrel chested, yeah, you might.
Yeah, a dryad with a very high constitution, which he has. So yeah,
I don't have need. I have no need for either armor or weapons. So, unless they're dealing in rings, especially rings of a magic nature.
Yeah, unless they have like a ring of protection or something like that. I mean, I can't wear anything heavier than what I got and still retain my skills anyway. So I'm gonna take a bio break while you guys shop in
Actually, do they have a dwarven axe? Because it'd be pretty cool to be a dryad running around with an axe. That just seems
ironic too.
ironic to me. Yeah.
Yeah, and you got this problem where you like to hit yourself with it. Kind of like face palming.
I used it as a flail.
Yeah.
Ah,
Why
there you
do
go.
I
Watch
follow
out.
elevating to combat? I might as well
Well,
just do
Blodgett's so
this.
drunk. Blodgett passed out, and I'm going to sleep because it's
Okay.
after 10.
All right, it's your bedtime, Cinderella.
Yep.
Good night.
Y'all have a good night.
Suzanne. Well, anyone else looking for dwarven weapons?
Oh yeah, that's what you get right now.
Oh, I got an idea. Victor, do they have any silver arrows?
oh, that they totally have.
I will take some of those. Actually, that would come in handy.
Yeah, they would basically, they have actually some masterwork silver arrows.
Okay.
Sell to you. They've got 40.
40. Okay, I will put that down. So that makes them +1, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Arrows. All right. Yeah, I gotta take a bio break. Anyway, be right back.
Fucking pieces of shit.
Well, dude, we can kill you.
I know. I thought I had some stuff written down and I can't find it. It's kind of annoying.
I hate when that happens. I've been DMing off and on since 1975. That's a pain in the ass.
I think I may also call it a night after we wrap up with the dwarven town.
Sounds like a good stopping point.
Or at least until we get to a stopping point with them if there's more stuff we want to do next week.
And the dwarves have a ring of stone melding. That's the only magic that they have that is not family owned that they'll sell to people.
Stone
And
melt.
it's not it's basically a ring with the meld into stone spell on it. It can be the person, you and your gear merge with stone, as per the third level druid spell.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you can, but you can't move through the stone. You can only move into the stone. And if they do enough damage to the stone, you get popped out.
Rock to mud.
I think I have stone shape already as a spell.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it if nobody else wants it. I don't have high utility for it because I've looked at the spell and it's kind of not my style.
I might go for it because I'm kind of second line, and it's good to be able to dodge into like a wall sometimes.
That would be great for you,
Okay.
John. I think
How
I
much
think
is
you
a
could.
bugger?
6,000.
Got it.
Yeah, that's the only actual magic that they have that they can sell.
Okay.
They do have some very. I mean, as far as armor and weapons, they do have the shields that they haven't sent to the northern lands yet. But they're only the only shields that they have are +1, so it's not that. I don't think it's more than anything we currently have. Say again.
It's not anything crazy.
So they have +1 shields.
Yeah, their smiths have worked out 2 +1 shields, and they've got a suit of. They've just finished a suit of human plate mail.
I thought I meant to say human skin, but okay.
Yeah, they just finished a suit of human plate mail +1. So those are the things that they're very proud of that they display for you, letting you know that these are their amazing treasures and magic that they've wrought from their own two myths.
Metagame question, either Victor or Brandon. Now, of course, I can't use a shield and a bow, obviously. But would a shield negate my, like, say, my armor class, like my dex bonus or evasion? Or would it, like, let's say we came under fire from, like, heavy fire or something like
Right.
that? Would it be, and I decided to not shoot back, just go on defense. Would it be beneficial potentially to have that?
You have a shield, yeah, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take a +1 shield.
Okay.
Is it magical or masterwork?
It is magical. It's a magical +1 shield.
Okay, that'll work. But I'm not wearing it usually unless I explicitly say so.
All right.
So
with that,
yeah, okay, yeah.
and with that, you guys will be heading north to the city state at our next adventure.
All right, understood.
Sounds good.
That should be truly amusing. The city state is a place of beauty. Having lived there for so many years, I can tell you, it is epic. And mind your pockets, it's full of thieves.
Okay.
I mean, seriously, they have a guild. They really do. And don't break the law because, like the Overlord, he's got his own troops, the constables and the guard and that stuff like that. If you don't piss them off, the Black Lotus comes after you. So, they go for the high level stuff. Never make a mark that you can't erase.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll keep our shit tight, or our swerve on tight and our game face on.
I mean, there you go.
And not
And there's guilds for everything, so always make sure not to step on anybody's toes.
everybody knows everybody. Gotcha.
Yeah, except that everybody doesn't know anybody. They're just trying to steal from everybody.
Is it okay to allow them to steal a little bit just for their ego and to support the guild indirectly?
Yeah, and check
You're
computer
basically
beggars.
financing the guild by allowing them to steal to pickpocket.
What I'm saying
you.
is give them an easy target, an easy leather pouch that has like 20 gold pieces in it, and just give them something to hit so they say they can hit it, and then they leave the rest of your shit alone. That's what I say.
Can work. Also, remember that there are a lot of religions, and they move up and down the road of the gods. Oh, God. Yeah, they're an interesting crew.
Well, I'm sure it
So
won't be too boring.
No, it's never boring.
All
Stay
we
on
need
Caravan
is
Street.
demon
That's where all the
blood.
wagons
It's the
go.
only reason we're going here.
There's a shop on the main drag. We'll go there. We'll have to press through the crowd so we can get in. And they should have what we need. If they don't, they'll know who does. That's the important thing.
Garrus, Master Garrus, do you recommend that we just stick to the mission and get in and get out then? Or
I'd say we go there. I mean, honestly, stretch your legs there. It's a nice place
Okay.
to check out. They've
Okay.
got other venues. The Green Goblin Inn is a really good place to go. It's full of people and lots of rumors, and that's where adventurers like us hang out.
okay. Well, sounds like okay. Well, follow your lead then.
Sounds like a nice
Sounds
place
good.
to find
Anything?
vacation.
Well, I'm sure you don't let us know next week.
Hmm.
Yeah, finally have a vacation. Yeah, it'd be kind of nice to.
Yeah, I say
If you call going to
vacation,
New York
you
City and
think-
living into like the bad quarter a vacation, yeah, it's great.
No, I'm talking about side quests. You know,
And,
we
oh,
go
yeah.
we go like to the Elven thing, and it turns into a side quest, and we just wanted to chill out.
Oh yeah. Well, now we're just going to the Bronx, so it's okay.
Oh my god, I love you guys.
all right.
You know what? As long as it doesn't have a portal to hell, I think it'll be fine.
I think that's Saturday, and that's only
I want to get off here. You guys have a good night.
So,
All right, man. Y'all take care. Let's get some rest, guys.
yeah.
Yeah,
All right, bye.
good game. See you all next week.
Good game indeed.
Oh, right. Thank you.
all right, very good game. Take care, guys.
You too, man.